water,
Yeah, I just
a
hit the
snack
go
of the
button.
crunchy variety, a snack of the crunchy variety.
Okay, yeah, we're live.
Because while you're playing D&D live for an audience, you gotta eat something crunchy.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hmm. Or how about no?
Well, I hit the go button, so if we want to start doing the thing.
Or how about Armored eat something crunchy? But yeah.
Nah. Hmm. But anyway, since we're live, let's just get right on into this with introductions. Andy right now is currently unable to talk for in-person reasons. So we'll start with me. Hello, everybody. I'm Howard Hunter, and I'm playing the person who is wondering why he's here. Next.
Yes, hello, I am the Danny Boop. I'm doing the stream. I play a very concerned lady right now. Just full of worry.
I am Fail Trolls. I play the character that got sent to Horny Jail.
Bonk.
I am Mathaja. I am tired. So is Brimstone.
I think you are the embodiment of tired. You are the statement "I am tired" is literal for you.
I guess.
That moment when you gotta spell obstacles, but you always forget that it's actually spelled obstacles.
Words are hard.
Yes, they are.
Oh, that just leaves me.
Yes.
Hello, everybody! It's Game Master time. Not really.
Oh,
God, how much would you all hate me if I just sprung that on you?
that would suck.
Just suddenly Game Master instead of everything else you were working on.
God damn it.
That'd be good for some of you, though.
Yeah.
Get that missing piece. Anyways, hello everybody, I'm Ash, or Jim, whatever you want to call me. I'm the DM for this group of strange and interesting characters. And honestly, I'm not really sure how this session is going to go. There's a lot of things moving in the background here. A lot of things to plan for, and I have no idea where they're going to go. Looks at the entire party. Y'all gonna make my night real hard.
Do 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 do.
I didn't do shit other than follow the plot.
True, but this is where the plot becomes very roundabout, because now you have a city to explore that none of you have been in before. And I have so many names and other proper nouns to keep in mind that 90% of which you will not find. Well, 80%. You guys like to wander. Anyways.
Let's just always talk to Boris. Clearly that's the best option. Just always Boris.
How about we don't?
I mean, assuming you go the correct way, or not really the correct way, but the way you were told to, he's not in that part of the city. You have to go really out of your way to talk to Boris.
That will become the mission. Talk to Boris.
Now, when you say talk to, do you mean talk to or eradicate?
You can talk with knives.
That's too close.
I mean, what is talking but just talk or what is eradicating, but talking using magic words that cause them to blow up.
Fair. Anyways, so last time on the Scattered Realms, session 47?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just making sure. I forgot if I edited the number. Last time on the Scattered Realms, session 47. Our band of intrepid adventurers, Keta the Splucidus Bard, Javinche the Human Dancer, Morrigan the Hexblade Warlock, Failsy the Sorcerer, Brimstone, Useless when wet, and a new friend in the form of the ever-venturous Bard, Chapon. The second day in the party's search for the wayward child of Aria left them with a lot more questions than answers, and seemingly 2 lost party members. A rough start to their true search for sure, and who knows what concerns and obstacles shall obfuscate their path ahead. So we are picking right back up where we left off, with you all finishing up your conversation with Keeper, being instructed that you needed to head to the northwestern side of the city to try to find the girl today.
Yes, near the wall, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. To the best of the instructions sorry. To the best of the instructions that Lionel provided, he said that she should be somewhere near this market, though he could not give you anything more direct or proper than that. I've just realized that I turned off the audio, so I need to turn that back on.
Hmm. As they're leaving, Da Vinci is just going to ask, "Oh, is it possible for us to have one of those apples growing on the trees?"
Are you asking this of Keeper or of Lionel?
Keeper.
I suppose you can. Doesn't seem to do any harm. They're offerings for the dead, but
He just sort of shrugs at that.
Well, I just have an idea about them, and Brimstone, would you like an apple?
I don't know if you mean literally, if that's some kind of implication that I'm not picking up on.
I don't get what you're getting at either.
Well, to try to explain what I'm thinking, these the girl Sonata sells these apples to other people, and it seems that the people who have these apples end up getting a bit of color back to them. It seems like that's something of note around here, is having color about you. Now I'm seeing that Brimstone, at least to me, looks a lot grayer than he used to be. Everyone else here also has a bit of grayness to them. I'm just wondering if having one of the apples potentially reverses some of the effect that the city has on people.
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot.
Fair enough.
well, the ladder's outside if you want one.
Thank you very much. And Da Vinci will give a bit of a bow to Keeper.
He just gives you a nod.
Hmm. Dravin. So as they're leaving the graveyard, Da Vinci is going to step aside to go and grab a few apples.
Alrighty. Yeah, all the tools that Lionel was using are still there, so it's pretty easy to just go grab a couple apples.
He'll grab. Don't want to be too greedy. He'll grab 4 apples.
All right. So you can add 4 red blight apples to your bass, to your bass, to your bag.
And immediately give one of them to Brimstone, since he seems to be the most affected by this whole situation.
All right. Nothing about his person seems to change when you do so.
Does Brimstone eat the apple?
Just holding it, just like so. You want to just hold the fucking thing or what?
Well, it's an apple. What do you do with an apple?
You can do a lot of fucking things with an apple, Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you can bake it, or you can eat it, or you can like turn it into a pie.
Let's just try with eating it for now.
You can bake it and mush it up and turn it into a drink.
It's just to help sate my curiosity about this whole situation.
I guess. Someone just eat the apple.
All right. You consume apple.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a red apple, like a red delicious apple.
Alright.
Oh god, the most bland of apples. No joke, real world Red Delicious are not that great. At least in my opinion.
They used to be really good.
Yeah, but this is a red delicious apple that wasn't farm grown. It's grown on an actual apple tree.
So that would actually probably be pretty good.
It is the flavor that is traditionally apple flavored. Apple juice is the flavor of a red delicious apple.
Fair enough.
Whether they get to that via artificial means is their problem.
Mm.
But yeah, it tastes good, Brimstone.
Okay.
You don't really see any changes in Brimstone as he eats it, other than apple juice going everywhere, because it's a very juicy apple.
Okay, that didn't work. Maybe it has to be directly contacted by Sonata. I don't know. Sorry about that.
I mean, I guess it was worth a shot regardless.
It's a good apple, anyways. You don't have any regrets.
Mm.
A little sweet for your taste, but not bad.
Yeah. Low risk test at least.
Yeah.
And hey, at least got some apples. I haven't had an apple in. When was the last Lavage party I was at? That was.
Assuming
Anyway.
this is being said, you guys are walking off the property.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after they leave the graveyard, Da Vinci's just going to check his watch again before they get into the populated areas again.
All right. At this point, the watch time face reads that it is 3:45.
We still have a few more hours of daylight. And let me just check the compass, because that was acting weird.
You switch it over to the compass. It is still pointing towards the center castle, but it does that bizarre thing again where it just very slightly flicks off to the side. It's a lot less than it was previously.
That's annoying. Just taps at it. That might be worth checking out, though.
Possibly.
It's pointing down to the south, bit to the south west.
Yeah, but at
So-
this point, it's pointing very slightly to the southwest, but occasionally it will flick to just due south.
So,
Wait, southeast. Sorry,
yeah,
maps are weird.
Normally it points to southeast, but you were saying that before it was occasionally flicking to point southwest.
Yeah, now it's occasionally just flicking to point due south.
It's moving. Oh, wait. Southwest was where the market we were at before we split from Failsy.
And
If Failsy still has that puzzle box, I wonder if it's pointing to her.
possibly.
Then why is she moving closer to the castle? Pointing due south right now.
I mean,
Still
Mhm.
haven't returned my sending yet.
That is
Well, it's-
concerning.
Either, either we say she does what she does, or we actually go and investigate that. Something to look at, maybe.
I mean,
I'm doing this for my own sanity.
Putting a compass.
I hate cardinal directions. I can never remember east and west.
fair.
Well, I can, but I
just
have to sing a song in my brain to remember.
Could I just roll a perception check as we're heading towards the marketplace, just so I can keep an eye if I spot Boris?
Yes, you can. So you're specifically looking for Boris.
Yeah, basically, if I see him, then I'm gonna just kind of push the party to go in a different direction.
All right. Alrighty then. So, you don't see any sign of Boris with your 8. However, you were told in that meeting that currently Boris is investigating the southeast quadrant of the city right now. So the chances of seeing him where you guys currently are very low.
Never hurts to be careful, though.
That's fair.
Sure. Gee, I wonder who she learned that from.
Actually, can Da Vinci keep an eye out for if anyone is keeping an eye on the group in the crowd?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check to see if anyone is looking at you.
Oop.
Roll it publicly, please.
Yep. 14.
All right. 14. I mean, far as you're seeing with what was that? blacksmith.
So that's not bad.
Oh, it's not bad at all. As far as you're seeing with everyone around you, it's just more of the people who are more or less completely disinterested with everything going on around them aside from whatever task they are currently undertaking. You are starting to notice that, unlike how whenever you guys initially came in, where it just seemed like everyone was just constantly gray, for the two of you that could actually be aware of it, but where it seemed like everyone is gray, you're starting to notice that as you're walking around, there are still people that have color to them. It's just very faded.
Potentially new arrivals to the city.
Well, you don't necessarily know if they're new arrivals or not. And you have talked to people who have color and have apparently been in this city for a while. Like, Keeper still has color, Lionel still has color. That woman you spoke to earlier, apparently are the Sonata's mom, she still had color. And she's
Allegedly.
apparently been in the city for a long time. At least a couple of months. So it seems like you could see from people around you, it doesn't seem to drain everything from everyone. But otherwise, you don't really notice anyone watching you.
So, where do we want to go? Do we want to go and try to see find the apple seller, or do we want to try seeing where see what what's down south?
Well, if it's Failsy, she's smart enough to know how to take care of herself. We don't know how well the girl can take care of herself, so...
Yep. Just wanted to get the consensus on that. Let's go and find our friendly apple seller.
I'm actually not sure.
What makes you say that?
I mean, the girl's been fine for months doing this. She's got help keeping her safe. Wasn't Failsy all like panic-like for this city?
No, Lee does make a point.
From what we saw with Game Master, it was. From what memories were brought up, it was terrible.
What? What's this about?
In Game Master took the three of us. She had a bit of a panic attack, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah. It brought back really bad memories of her home. And I was there with her for most of it. Me and Brimstone and her got separated when we got chased down by that monster. I mean, we do know, at least have a general idea of where she is. And I think that maybe if we get Tails, it might be a hell of a lot faster to get out of here.
I mean, for all we know.
Something's wrong with Failsy. My message didn't get to her. Even if somebody can't respond to me, I still know that it got to them. It didn't feel like we got to Failsy. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that don't seem right.
Well,
And with somebody who's adept at magic like Failsy, that makes me even more scared.
well, okay.
Did you guys see the White Raven?
No.
I don't believe I did.
Albino creatures aren't common.
No, but they
Yeah.
can show up. I've seen white hedgehogs a few times.
I mean,
Eventually, I've bred bunnies for technically most of my life, and I've only had maybe at most 3 of them be albino.
we do know one in particular, but I don't know why he'd be all the way out here.
And
Yeah,
who's to say she's not out here?
I guess it's fair.
I feel like that'd be a bit of a stretch, given the
I mean-
distance to cover.
I mean,
Then Keto whispers very quietly, "She's a giant fucking bird. What do you expect? She could probably cover a lot of great distances."
We don't. Hmm. Anyway,
Wasn't she like really tired the last time though?
yes, she was.
yeah, I don't imagine doing that's exactly good on.
Or maybe
And
she can't
anyway-
as fail as it did mention that there's a wild magic swamp outside the city.
That's
Like-
true.
Let's just get moving. No, okay, going towards the south. I'll try to lead the way as best I can.
As they're walking, Keto kind of just says out loud, "Do you think like she'd do like how birds do a bird bath? Like kind of dip their head in, kind of shake? Do you think she'd do that in the wild magic swamp?"
I don't know. Maybe.
Just shrug.
Lee like pantomimes just like slamming his head down and shaking it.
I think I made the DM pause there for a second.
It's because I just started imagining it.
What, Lee doing that?
No, Elway doing it.
Oh,
Just doing the thing where
Sorry.
she just like slams her face into a barrel full of water and just starts shaking.
I couldn't help myself.
Except it's all
Sorry.
wild magic.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good tonight.
Oh God.
So
No,
rejuvenating.
Yeah. Elway just looking even younger and just, you look different. I don't know if I should be concerned.
Anyway,
Alright, so at this point you guys are passing back through the northern market. Are you wanting to just pass right through it or take some time to search around?
um, well, Dorinje has no intention to stay there. If we know that the girl's closer to the northeastern wall, it would be just at this point checking, is it still, now that we're due south to the castle, is the tick still due south?
It is still due south. It is not ticking away from it. It is remaining due south at this point.
I'd also say the quicker we get to wherever Failsy might be, the better, because we don't know what's going on.
It's not moving away. Do you think Vale might have been taken into the castle?
Why would anyone do that?
I mean,
She's
Um,
technically, I think, an exile from here? Or something of the sort.
Well, and also, remember Lionel mentioned that magic is illegal, and there are spots of dead zone or dead zones of illusion magic in this city. Failsy could have been caught.
Then why weren't the others caught then?
That might. That could also explain the message not getting through.
But it was illusion magic. No,
Sending's not illusion.
Yeah, so maybe there's something else going on, but
Maybe she's in jail.
that's my concern. That's what I'm thinking.
How are we gonna fix up the damage?
We, if that is the case, I'm not saying that that definitely is the case. So it just seems to be potentially one of the most likely. Either that or she was brought in as a guest from outside into the castle and was allowed in. I don't know.
Jail seems more likely.
I mean, didn't the like the crown or whatever wanted this girl?
Mm-hmm.
Cole wanted Failsy.
And given what we were told there,
I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, somewhere up in the royalty, two are the same thing.
maybe I.
I mean, I ain't saying it's true. I don't know, but I mean, for all I know, her mom might have been true, but
Anyway, if that is the case, do we want to keep going south and potentially, mm, or do we go north?
I say continue going south.
All right. As you all continue south towards the castle, we cut away to a much darker location.
okay. Get her.
Failsy. It has
Yep.
been a little while since you were last spoken to. You're somewhat aware of your surroundings at this point now that your dark vision has kicked in. It wasn't quite active as soon as you woke up the first time. You appear to be in a small 10 by 10 cell. Currently, you are chained to the wall. Both your basically both your wrists are chained together, and then subsequently are chained to the wall. Your neck is chained directly to the wall in a different spot, and your ankles are chained independently to separate points on the wall.
Oh, they went all out.
You're a powerful woman. As you have been awake at this point, and just sort of forced to suffer your surroundings, you've become aware that there are sounds around you. The occasional murmur of another voice in a distant room, the sound of a scream as either chains or a whip cracks, and just general sounds of torment around you. You do have a single point of light you can see in this room, which is a slit in the door ahead of you that has bars going across it. It's about a foot wide slit that's only about 3 inches tall, and it has bars going across it. Occasionally you'll see a figure pass by it. Looks like a guard in uniform.
So after suppressing a panic attack, I'll experimentally try and spit out a firebolt.
Right.
That even works.
You try to spit out a firebolt. You can feel yourself as the incantation starts to form. But then you suddenly get a very sharp jolt of pain in your neck as the irons that you're clasped in suddenly flare up with electricity. And, yeah, they cut your voice off before you get a chance to finish the incantation. You seem to be able to speak normally, but it seems like anytime you try to incant a spell, you're silenced. In terms of equipment you have on your person right now, you have your clothes and nothing else. They took all of your bags, your staff, and it seems that they probably very thoroughly searched your person. Sorry, I'm checking things. Yeah, so you are missing quite a lot of what you would typically have on your person.
So pretty much everything's gone.
Yeah. You do feel something kind of strange, though. There's this very odd sensation on your face. Like your skin is crawling slightly.
Am I currently wearing a mask?
As a previous session, you did state that you had it on. Because you were disguised. And you had used it to disguise yourself in another visage. It appears to still be on your person, and you have no way of taking it off.
I'm assuming my tail is also chained to the wall somehow.
It's not. It is not chained to the wall, but it does have it has one of those comical ball and chains attached to it, so you can't lift it up very high. Unless you want to try to make a strength check with your tail.
I'll try that, see if I can get it to dislodge the mask. I have no strength. Oh, I shouldn't have missed the tail day.
Shouldn't have missed tail day. You try, and you feel like you almost pull a muscle in your butt, trying to lift your tail up. You're not sure how heavy that ball is, but man, does it feel real heavy right now.
What is that thing made of? Bricks?
It appears to be made of the same black iron that everything else that is attached to you currently is.
I spit eldritch obscenities at the ball.
Because you know Eldritch. It's more squishing than it is language. Eventually, as you're waiting, you do hear a sound of a key rattling. And the door to your cell opens up. You see a figure in dark robes. Not like occult-ish robes, but more like torturer's robes is the best way I can say. Like, I'm assuming you've played Skyrim. It's like the person you find in the first keep that's torturing not slaves, but torturing prisoners.
Yep.
But rather than with torture implements, he walks in with a loaf of bread and what appears to be a bowl of something. You're lucky.
I don't feel lucky.
You're lucky enough to have avoided our gaze. Seems like the higher-ups want you to get the cushy treatment while you're here. At least for now. He sets the tray about 3 feet away from you on the ground and continues moving towards you. You're permitted the next 30 minutes to use your hands. Make a motion to try to escape, and your privilege isn't going to be long-lived. But I ain't feeding you, so you feed yourself.
Well, isn't that a shame?
He doesn't really respond to that as he just walks over to you and starts not undoing the manacles that are actually attached to your wrist, but detaching the chains that are attached to the manacles. You notice at this point that there is a single chain link that is actually incorporated, has a lock incorporated into it to attach your manacles to the chains that are attaching you to the wall. So yeah, after he does so, he steps back, closes the door, and leaves you to your food.
I inspect what food is.
Appears to be a loaf of whole wheat bread. Just a very simple, like hard baked loaf of bread. Seems to be one of those like single serving rolls, and then a bowl of just brown colored stew.
Just quickly taking a look at something in my character sheet.
Right then.
It's like one of these things. Oh, handy at least. I'm going to assume I'm going to be here for a while, so I'll eat the soup.
All right, you'll eat the soup. While you're eating it, Chiffon.
Yeah. Hi.
So you've been a little busy this last evening. Decided to do
Just some nonsense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did some nonsense, did some snooping. Tutilla threw you onto a couple of roofs so you could get into places where you probably shouldn't have been allowed to get into.
Love doing that. It's my favorite thing.
She's got a heck of a right arm. And a left arm. Both of them are terrifyingly large. But yeah. It was while you were actually searching for some of the people you were coming here for, you happen to have noticed as one of your new companions, Failsy, walked into an alley after disguising herself in another visage, but you were aware of the whole thing going down, so kind of just tracked her the whole way. You watched as she disguised herself in another visage, walked up to a lady she had previously been talking to, and then just seemingly suddenly passed out before a group of guards came up behind her and just took her.
Oh. That's no good.
The woman she was speaking to seemed very confused and alarmed by this fact and sort of ran away at the sight of all the guards. But I assume you would have followed the guards at that point to see where she was being taken. Yeah. You were able to follow them to this barracks within the castle walls, luckily sneaking through with Tutilla's aid, and also just watching as occasionally, when someone would find you, they would just suddenly disappear.
Thanks, Tutela.
You don't know what happened to them. You don't ask
I
too
need to
many
know.
questions.
That's not information I need to have. She's got a handle.
Yep. But eventually that led you into basically the under. My brain is not working for language today. The under castle to the main castle.
Mhm.
And eventually that led you to a situation you're fairly familiar with your line of work, which is a dungeon.
Love those. Love being in dungeons. I absolutely don't have any massive hang-ups about being in dungeons.
True. You don't like being in them, but man, do you also not like other people being in them.
Absolutely. In fact, I might hate that even more than being in them myself.
Yes. Plus, you've been trying your hardest to find where this place was. And due to following Failsy, who is being led to a dungeon, you actually finally found it, so that was really useful for your situation. You have to thank her
Really?
later.
Yeah. You know,
Anyways.
like for a cake.
Anyways, you were hiding around a corner as a dude just walked past you, carrying a bowl of food into the cell that you know Failsy is currently inside of. He is currently walking past you again, being completely unaware of you somehow. And just has a ring of keys just hanging off the back of his armor.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna take those. Oh, yoink.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check with advantage because he doesn't see you. 19. That is a perfectly executed yoink.
I'm very good at yoinking. It's one of my specialties.
Yes. So yes, a perfectly executed yoink. You have that ring of keys. They are actually labeled, which is rare for a key ring. They have like little indented numbers on the heads of each key. And each of the cells actually has a number labeled above its door. So it's fairly easy to tell which key goes to which cell.
Cool. I'm okay with them anyway.
Alright, so what do you do now that you have this ring of keys?
Opening all of the doors.
Do you
I'm
start with
advising people
failsies,
to,
or do you just start with door number 1 and work your way down?
Door number 1. And I advise them to make as much noise and ruckus on the way out as they possibly can.
Fair enough.
That's going to
Failsy-
cover us
Failsy's-
on the exit.
Failsy's door is door number 19 of 20 in this passageway, so you start at 1 and just work your way down.
Mhm.
Alright. It is a collection of different people, some appearing to be traditional criminals, others appearing to be completely average civilians. Like, one of which is a child and their mother.
They can stick with us.
Okay.
The rest of them,
But yeah.
go make a mess.
Yes. You provide that instruction. Many of the people who look more like thuggish ne'er-do-wells, which is going to be 4 out of these people. Not all these cells are filled. There's actually only about 12 of them that actually have people in them. But going through, as many people as you believe is fitting. 4 of them definitely look like they're the type to make some ruckus. They seem eager to make some ruckus. They go off to make some ruckus without any need for persuasion.
Awesome.
Another 4 of those people appear to be in the same situation with the kid and the mother. They look like normal civilians, not like they're particularly good in a fight. The next 3 actually look like magic users, but they don't currently have any of their equipment.
Do I have anything on me I could toss them that would work for that? I don't know how hard wands are to make.
One of them does appear to be a bard. So if you want to lend them an
I
instrument, they
definitely
can probably
have-
work with it.
A musical instrument. What's he into? Is he percussion, winds? What do you want? I got everything.
He's a flautist, so he could
Okay,
use
I've,
a flute.
I've definitely got a flute. Throw him a flute.
Alrighty then. He actually goes off with the more thuggish people. The other 2 just start scouring, looking for wherever their effects are being kept for right now.
Whoever's not running off to cause a mess, and whoever's not looking, them look for the stuff. The others keep an eye out, and let's get out of here.
And the very last door you come to is the one Failsy is behind.
Awesome. Are they still unconscious? Is she still unconscious, rather?
No, at this point is when she's eating.
All right, we just open the door. Hi, I'm here to call for a ride. I'm here to get you home.
Yep. Failsy, the door suddenly flies open, and Chiffon is standing there. Literally as you're taking the mask off your face.
Oh, excellent.
Sup?
Just grabs
Blade
my,
against the door frame, like, you come here often?
grabs my oversized ball and runs out the door. Bye!
I mean, you're still chained to the wall.
Well, then I sort of comically choke myself and fall to the floor.
Yeah, just you choke yourself and fall backwards.
Just hang on a minute, I'll take care of that bit. Go unlock him. Unlock her, sorry.
Oh, good. Yeah. You start looking around the keys you have provided. There are some that don't have labels on them. That appear to not be... that you're not really certain which key is for this situation.
Let's see if I can just avoid having to use...
Are you going to try to pick a lock or something?
I have knock. I'm just gonna use knock.
Alright. I need you to make a spellcasting ability check. So a charisma check.
Cool.
Because these are cuffs specifically designed against magic being used on them. Or used in contact with them.
Otherwise, I'd slip out of these really quickly.
Yeah, you'd become goo and escape.
Charisma check, there we go. How's an 11?
Unfortunately, with an 11, you hear the knocking sound, but the cuffs just suddenly light up with a blue static, and Failsy, you take 1 point of lightning damage.
Ow!
Alright, well that was a mistake. Sorry. Let's try that again. Just gonna start trying keys.
Alrighty then. Just roll for me a... there are 5 keys, so just roll a 1d5. Alright.
Number 3.
I will also do so.
I am paid to lead, not to read. Number 3.
Alright, you got lucky. Number 3 was the correct key.
Ah, nice.
Because if you didn't use the correct key, it was going to sound off an alarm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's already some alarms going off.
Not at this point, because the people who are trying to get out of here are still trying to find stuff to fight with.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, let's
They're
go.
not just, like, immediately rushing the front door. They're trying to arm themselves in some way.
Alright, well, I drag Failsy up to her feet, and let's book it. Let's shimmy.
Am I completely unmanacled?
Aside from the one on your tail, because that one doesn't actually have a lock on it.
Just this massive weight dragon behind Failsy.
Chiffon runs behind you and picks it up. It's like, just go. I'll carry this.
Make a strength check, Chiffon.
My strength modifier is 0.
Same as mine.
You grab this ball and you're just like... Your little noodle arms are not performing this action to the best of your ability.
Tutelle is still here, isn't she?
How is there not a lock on this one?
It was clamped and welded around your tail. But
Oh, that bitch.
as you muse that thought, you just hear a sound, and the chain attaching it to Failsy's tail is suddenly severed.
Thank you, Tortilla.
Feel a very gentle pat on your head.
Getting
I-
treats when we get back to camp.
I
Yeah.
do a test firebolt at the wall.
Alright,
Is things also black iron?
It is, but it's not on your throat or on your hands, so it's not stopping you. The ball on your tail seemed to purely be there to hinder your movement.
Oh, really? I'm going to have to get this off somehow.
We already did.
It is off now.
Oh.
Jutilla,
I
her
thought you did-
claws are terrifying. Because you looked back and just watched as the metal got peeled open. But it's somehow did not touch your tail.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. At this point, you guys are starting to hear the sounds of rioting in the distance.
That's
Guards,
our
guards calling out, and several individuals assaulting them with bludgeons of various descriptions.
Good job. Keep it up, guys. Can I do like a
Get
party
boned!
Where would my effects be?
You have no idea.
Do you need them? Like, a lot. How much do they matter to you?
A fair bit.
Alright. A couple of the guys who didn't run off were looking for their stuff. Did they happen to find it?
They have currently run off to join the melee.
So then they did find it. I assume.
They probably found some of it.
Well, let's go look where they were looking.
Take a look for it.
Go ahead and make an investigation check because you did not join them, so you don't know where they went. You can both make this check.
Investigation. That is a skill of mine.
20.
Not a great skill. 12.
Failsy, you're still trying to get over the fact that you've been tasered a couple times today. You're a little distracted. You want to murder. Like, in general, since you've gotten here, you've wanted to murder, but now you really want to murder.
Just seeing the guards like, no, stuff. Eat stuff.
Meanwhile, Chiffon, and you also have Tutila assisting you because it's Tutila. We know how that relationship goes. Always helping. You were able to eventually sort of half drag Failsy away from Murder Town to find a room that appears to have been shoulder checked inwards because the door is slightly off its kilter. And just chests on the inside where a bunch of clearly they've just been broken open and stuff has been just pulled out of them.
Okay, go nuts. I would also like to grab anything that looks fun.
All
or
right.
expensive.
Let me pull up a table of what you can find in here real quick. And let's see what you guys can find. Failsy, go ahead and make another investigation check to find your stuff.
Investigation. 23.
All right, you're able to find the majority of your equipment. Aside from the wife puzzle box, the box itself is missing. The box Stravince gave you is missing.
Damn it.
And the book on the Vani is missing.
Oh.
First
I
two
am-
were things with pieces in it, right? Of the goddess or whatever.
Looking for the Book of Wani.
I'll take it off for you.
That's you.
Okay.
Dravince's puzzle box I haven't put on into that list. That's in random stuff.
Yeah, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like some of your magical equipment also might be missing, but it's all been like tucked into bags and you don't have a ton of time to go through everything right now. You have to make a more detailed search of your inventory later. Those are just the immediate jarring things you notice are missing.
I am going to murder that bitch. Quickly, just
Murder
grab my-
later. Run now.
All right, and in terms of items you want to search through,
Oh yeah. Anything interesting? I'm looking for just like the immediate shiny stuff.
all right, immediate shiny stuff. Just roll an investigation check so I can know the tier of interesting I should look at.
Not great.
I mean, it's just a table. Let me look at my shinies.
Might have gotten coins.
All right. Let's see. Shiny, 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 shiny. I need to stop eating a rice cookie. It's just tasty. Let's see. There's a lot of potential shiny things. You do notice a couple of shiny looking daggers and such that appear to be poking out of a pile.
Yours are cool. Not really my thing, but someone might like them. I'll take them.
And you notice a really shiny shirt.
A shiny shirt. I love a shiny shirt.
Alrighty then. Add to your inventory that you have 2 unidentified daggers. One has a red blade and one has a blue blade. And note down that I'm just going to say this thing's name for the sake of noting it down because it's hard to note down otherwise.
I was
Note
gonna
down
say
that
a
you.
shiny shirt.
Fair enough. For the sake of identification later, note down that you found Glimmerweave.
Glimmerweave. Funky.
All right. Well, that's
Okay,
what you found.
let's go.
Failsy, you found most of your junk.
Well, we still got the lady and her kid with us.
Yeah, they're still with you.
Okay, let's get them out of here.
The kid picked up a broadsword.
Good for him. Don't
And-
swing it at anything. We're running right now.
He just looks at you, nods, continues carrying it. When I say kid, he's like 13 years old, by the way. He's not super young.
Our exit strategy, is that going straight through the guards?
You don't know many exits. Chiffon, where you came in through is where you currently hear the commotion. But you know
Well,
if you told Tutilla too, she probably could tear a hole in one of these walls.
Oh yeah, good point. Tutela, do you mind?
You just feel a nod even though you can't see Tutilla right now. And go ahead and make a strength check for
Tutela, an
Tutilla.
exit, please.
Not terribly high, but she's got a big modifier. You guys start going towards actually the back wall of where you currently are.
Can
And
I
you just
see-
start seeing massive scratch marks appearing on the wall. What are you asking, Failsy?
Can I see the fighting at the moment?
From where you guys' current perspective are, it's sort of happening. This corridor is where you're standing is kind of shaped like an S, but like with jagged edges. So you've gone. Basically, Chiffon came in at one point in the S. You guys are currently at the other point, so there are 2 90-degree bends, keeping you from being able to see the other side of the corridor, where the commotion appears to be happening.
I'm going to hold action to melt the face off anyone who comes around that corner dressed as a guard.
Alrighty then. Right. And I just realized I should probably play something actiony, given the situation. I'm always bad about turning action music on. Alright then.
Hey, Failsy, I disguised myself as a guard in order to get help as you escape. Ah!
Oh, and by the way, Failsy, at this point, you suddenly get Ketcha's message. I don't remember what Ketcha's
It-
message was.
It was, Failsy, where are you? Are you okay? We're still alive.
something of the sort.
Like we're traveling north.
Yeah. No. No. I think it was before. Not we're traveling north. We were traveling. What was the direction we were just in?
We're traveling from the north.
You guys, whenever you sent the message, you were going from the gate of the city to the north side of the city. So
Okay.
you were traveling north when you sent the message.
Okay.
So yeah, Failsy, you're like focusing on what's happening, and then suddenly Ketch's voice just happens in your head. But it's
Can't
weird
talk
because
to-
it feels old.
I accidentally reply to the message. Can't talk now, Keta. Escaping jail.
Keta, in your situation, you suddenly, out of nowhere, hear Failsy's voice. Can't talk now, escaping jail. Like, as you guys are, like, walking past a tavern, you just suddenly hear that.
Keta full on just stops walking, eyes wide, and goes, "Oh no."
Well,
What is it?
Apparently, Failsy's escaping jail.
I knew it.
If she's escaping, we shouldn't interfere, at least too much. I mean, we should get there close enough so we can hide her. But
Either that or we try going north and try to meet her in the middle with.
I only assume that she got taken to the castle.
She most definitely has been taken into the castle.
So let's go that way and meet her about there.
Hmm.
So we can start running.
Either that or we try getting Sonata and Failsy meets us halfway.
You have the apple from the thing. You can teleport there. Yes. Let's go. I don't know what to do. Don't leave this up to me.
Alright, Failsy and Chiffon. At this point, there's about a 10-foot deep hole in the wall. You're starting to realize that you guys are currently underground, so Tutilla's having to also dig upwards at an angle. So it's going to take a while if you guys want her to keep trying to do this.
Well, if that's not gonna, I'm more of a moving fast kind of person. I'm not real patient.
Just say the word.
any-
Stop murdering.
Yeah, any chance we can just sort of sneak past the fighting?
Oh, you
I
could
really
try.
don't wanna- I don't really want to get involved in a brawl
I can
at
do
all,
both.
but especially when I have a 13-year-old with me.
I can do both.
He just looks at you with the sword held up as if he's ready to use it.
I know you're ready, honey, but I'm not ready. Okay? I'm not prepared for that.
His mother just pats him on the head lightly. For some reason, neither of them are talking.
That's okay. They don't need to. Let's try and do that. Let's try and sneak past the brawl.
Alright, I'm going to need a group stealth check. I'm going to make stealth checks for both this mother and child. They don't have high
I'm sure
modifiers.
that'll go great. Hold on, do I have a spell for that? I might have a spell for that.
Oh, do I have my wooden staff?
You don't need a spell for that. You've got your quarterstaff.
Which one?
Your normal quarterstaff.
Not my glass one?
Not right now.
Okay.
It might be in your bag, but you found the normal quarterstaff.
I tap the top and see if the Chewinga's in there.
I gotta roll a percentile because he's either in that or he's in the wooden pauldron thingy you made for him.
I spoke about that, but I never got it made.
Oh, you just had a piece of wood strapped to your shoulder.
I wanted to get a wooden pauldron for it, and got to get it made by someone.
Okay.
So I have to carry two staffs.
Alright.
So I do have greater invisibility, but I'm pretty sure that's like a one target thing. and I have seeming. I could turn us into guards.
You start to do that, but then you realize, where'd they go?
All right, Tutela. Never mind.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem like Tutela did it. You like look ahead of you, and they're both being very sneaky as they're moving ahead and around the melee without being seen.
So good job, guys.
They were
Let's go.
actually one of them rolled a natural 20, and then one of them rolled an 18.
Good job,
Oh,
sneaky
right.
folks. That kid earned his broadsword.
All right. In total, only one failure.
And it was Failsy?
It was Failsy.
Yeah. Can I hit Failsy with the greater visibility now?
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay.
It's a group check, so only one failure to 3 successes, so we're all good.
All right.
Failsy, the Chewinga does start to come out, but seems very groggy for some reason.
It's okay. It's okay. Just seeing if you're still here.
It just like nods at you before sinking back into the staff, as almost if it face plants back into it. Like you just face plant into a bed, but it's a staff. It just sort of melts back into the surface.
On the way past the guards, I want to subtle spell my version of a fireball right into the guards to help the escapees.
Well, currently the guards and the escapees are kind of intermingled with each other because it is a melee.
So in the back row of the guards.
Let me roll a percentile to see if they're actually divided evenly, if they're mixed together. High or low?
Low.
All right. You're lucky. Most of the guards appear to be trying to come at them from the front of the corridor, the entrance point. A couple of guards have gone around behind them. It looks like they're trying to like encircle these people to get them trapped again. So there's a nice section ahead of you where there's about 11 guards in armor coming down this 10-foot wide corridor. They're definitely in prime acid ball location.
20-foot radius. So
Yeah,
behind
20-foot
them.
radius will, without a doubt, get all of those 11 without endangering the escapees.
Yeah.
So you want to do that?
Oh,
I wasn't
waiting
paying
for it
attention.
to come up, but
Say again?
I wasn't paying attention, and I had to do the level value. I was waiting for it to pop up in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage. What's your spell save DC? Is I have to roll 11d20 now? 16?
Who are we throwing an acid wave at?
11 guards that are rushing down the corridor towards the escapees.
Oh, heck.
This is the equivalent of a fireball, except acid.
It's made of acid.
Good job.
So it's a multi-directional wave of acid.
All right, let me check these guards. These guards have a -2 to dexterity. I forgot about that.
Oof.
So literally only one of them succeeds, and the rest suddenly melt into nothing.
I'm betting that one guy's not feeling too good.
No!
Yeah, you just look around, all your friends are just melted right in front of you. I'm gonna go home.
These are
Oh.
semi-standard guards with
Taking
25
vacation.
HP.
You know? Oof.
He's kind of screaming in pain because he's also taken half damage.
Yeah, so you just hear in the distance, or not even in the distance, it's like 20 feet ahead of you. It's just one of the, like, most of them don't even get a chance to scream. It's just acid everywhere. They're gone, they're puddles. Some of them sort of are still in piles on the ground, and there's just one dude screaming as his face is melting off, and just like looking around him, it's just like,
Jesus, Failsy, you think that might have been overkill a little bit? Just a little bit of overkill.
Not overkill enough.
And then you look at the escapees, and they're just also like completely, just like drawing a pause, not knowing where that came from.
Keep going, guys. Just don't worry. I got crazy over here. He's not gonna acid anybody else. Let's just go.
Wait, there are 2 of them that succeeded. I'm sorry, I forgot to roll the 11th roll.
If they come after us after they just saw like 10, 11, 9
Oh.
people.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're very injured, anyways.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
I did that with subtle spell, so I didn't even say anything. That just happened.
You just looked at them and they fucking melted.
Well, you still have to throw the bead. It doesn't get rid of the fact you have to launch the bead out. It just makes it so you don't have to incant the spell.
Fair enough.
Popping in subtle spell, you don't have to use somatic or verbal.
I know. You still have to aim the bead, which is the throwing of the bead. Otherwise, it's just going to explode on top of you. That's how spells like that work, is they have to travel from you. Still makes it to where if someone tries to trace a spell back to you, they won't be able to trace it to you because it just happened. Anyways. It's more the description of what's going on than what the mechanics of what's going on for the sake of this.
Yeah, I was just saying, she was, so I didn't have to say
Anyway,
anything.
Let's get these people out of here. Let's
Yes.
go. Let's be in.
Yeah. So you guys keep rushing forward. Actually, Chiffon, make a either a charisma or persuasion check to see if you can get these guys who just saw, without any warning, a giant explosion of acid go off behind them, and they have no idea what caused it.
23.
They seem to understand with your few words that, okay, it's not bad. That was on our side. And they just
Like,
start rushing forward with you.
Just keep going, or he'll do that to you.
Yeah, so they rush forward with you. Sort of just leaving the 2 other guards that survived the acid splash, just sort of looking at their melted friends. And the 2 guards that didn't get hit by it at all, just sort of standing there.
I feel about that. But we're just gonna go.
Yeah, they're just sort of standing there, just being completely awestruck by what just happened. Because again, they didn't see you guys going past. They had no context for what just happened.
Contractors on the Death
Shit,
Star.
I'm out.
I'm full of guilt, but nothing we can do.
All right then. You
I
guys,
At all.
you guys make your way past very quickly. Luckily, it seems that there aren't a whole lot of guards ahead of you for some reason.
Yeah, that's good.
And over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, you actually don't seem to encounter any resistance.
Now that's getting worrying. That went from lucky to oh no.
As you are heading towards the upstairs, leading you back towards the castle proper. Or at least the side entrance of the castle that leads into the dungeon. And there is something in my fucking eye. And it burns.
It wasn't me.
Maybe a
Yes, it
spell
was.
or skill of some sort for just finding the fastest way out of a location. Just like a find the exit move.
That's a spell.
Yeah, is it?
It's called Find the Path.
Oh,
But it's a 6th level spell, and I don't know if it's a bard
It's-
spell.
it's probably like a druid or a ranger thing.
Pretty sure I know it's a druid spell. I don't know if it's in any other class.
Cleric, I believe.
Druid and cleric? But yeah. I mean, you remember the path you came in through. It was through this point as well. You hear a weird sound as you're heading up back through this entrance, though. Just a very metallic Bjork. Bork, Bork, Bjork.
Oh wow, I love that. Have I told you how much of a fan of dogs I am?
Fenris?
You sort of throw open these cellar doors that are disguising the entrance to this part of the dungeon, and you just see Fenris standing in front of the doorway. Bjork, Borf, 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 Borf.
In case
This is
Shivana-
some variety of robot dog, I guess.
Yes.
Yes? Robot dog?
It's a robot dog.
Can't.
4.
So I'm guessing animal friendship won't work on it then.
You've never tried. You've never
Might as well
seen
give
a
it a shot.
construct. You've never seen a construct animal before. Oh, find the path is a bard spell.
Oh, it is.
According to
I
Andy.
didn't see it. Yeah, that's one to remember. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, let's just try animal friendship on this robot dog.
Alrighty then. Failsy, what is Fenris's intelligence?
Let me just get his character sheet.
Oh wait, is this a friendly animal robot dog already? Or I assumed this was an enemy robot dog because I'm rabbit themed and therefore don't like dogs.
I mean, that's Chiffon's reasoning. It is already a friendly companion to Failsy, but Chiffon does not know that, and Chiffon was the first one to encounter it.
Well, that's a good thing I didn't try to kill it immediately, isn't it? Good thing I went for the diplomatic spell first.
His intelligence is -4.
No, his intelligence is 4.
-3.
It's not -4. So
Negative-
it's 4. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Okay.
So you cast Animal Friendship on the metal dog. It seems to have no effect. The dog is too smart. But it sort of looks at Failsy and just goes, Bjork.
Failsy! Oh, Fenris!
Failsy, it's me!
Here's Philly.
Yeah. You watch as the metal dog sort of Yeah, you watch as the metal dog bounds past you and just sort of tackles Failsy in like a normal somewhat friendly dog way.
Well, I'm glad glad that's not a dangerous thing as much as it looks like.
Oh, he's a dangerous thing, alright.
Yeah,
But he's
it
mighty.
sure is just a big metal murder dog. Let's take the metal murder dog and leave now. Can we just
How
like
did he
put
break
13? How big is the dog?
The dog is a wolf. Like, I'm saying dog, but it's actually a wolf. So it's basically your guys' size.
Just like put the kid on the back of the dog and let's bolt.
It's not super comfortable. Dog's kind of spiky, but it happens. It's got a backpack on, so kid sits on top of the backpack and it works.
Basically a saddle.
Yeah, let's go with saddle.
As the kid sits on it, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah, I don't know what's in that backpack.
Not at the moment, because it was used for carrying cactus, I think.
Fair enough.
Not a super comfortable saddle then.
It's just full of cactus. He sits on it.
I am so sorry, kid. I did not know.
Suddenly, dogs around the city perk up at how high pitched that sound is.
I don't know why I assumed that they wouldn't be carrying a sack full of cactuses on the back of their metal murder dog. Not sure why that didn't occur to me.
No, it's perfectly logical.
Well, they'd be gone by now because I think that was for water in the desert.
It was. They're gone.
They're extremely dehydrated cactuses.
The worst kind of cactus.
Oh, so they're super sharp and brittle, pointy.
Yeah, just very dried out, leathery.
I think Failsy would have already eaten them by now. Good hallucinogenic food. Because you can't really eat cactus without suffering from some form of poisoning or hallucinogenic effects. Very few varieties of cactuses are actually edible. Alright, so you load the child up, the rest of this band of individuals follows behind you, and you just start, I'm assuming, running away from the castle.
Yeah. Nothing else to do but just fucking book it.
I'm going to move Failsy's token to represent where you guys currently are, which is here. So, where do you guys book it to? Because you're just suddenly, you burst out of the castle, or out of that section, which is actually in one of these you know you were underneath the castle based on your positioning, but you actually come out of a cellar door in one of the buildings over in this quadrant of the city. Like that's
where's
not
the
directly
nearest?
attached to the castle.
Where's the nearest very busy street, like the one you described last time I was playing with all the?
These thick strips of streets are super congested.
Let's head straight into that. Get lost in the crowd.
Failsy, do you do so as well?
I'll follow Shafan. I'm assuming she's got the plan.
Something sort of like
Question.
plan.
Question: does Failsy have the other one of the sending stones?
We don't know.
It's probably somewhere in her bag. She doesn't
I-
currently have it in her hand.
I don't currently know exactly what I have and how much is missing.
We'll find a safe place to sit down and figure stuff out once we're sure we're not gonna get dragged right back into the.
All right. So, you guys make your way into the city and attempt to lose any potential pursuers following you. Meanwhile, the rest of the group. So y'all are just making your way somewhat.
Feed the cat real quick. Sorry.
All right.
Well, as we're going, it goes. Catch will go. I mean, I could try to use a sending stone. I don't know if she would have gotten it back in the jailbreak.
Well, it's worth a shot if we intend to expedite what we need to do.
If we
we just
tell
have to-
her just to head north, that's not going to be too terribly specific.
It's worth a shot. So Catch will take out the sending stone and kind of gather up close to one of the others as she's walking, and just to kind of just make it look like she has her head hunched down and all that kind of stuff, just to bring too much attention to herself. And goes, we're heading north. Meet us there.
All right.
And that's about how vague I'd want it to be, just in case somebody else has the stone.
Alrighty then.
Do I get a response?
Failsy, you start hearing a in your pocket or in one of your bags.
I'll try and dig it out.
You find a suspiciously plain rock as you're walking through the city streets in your bag. You remember this is your sending stone. As you pick it up into your hand, you suddenly hear Keta's message and can respond likewise.
Sorry, what was the message again?
We're heading north. Meet us there.
I'm heading south right now.
Well, let's turn around.
Oh, Catch got that message back, so she's gonna go. Failsy said she's heading south.
No, I was
Oh.
out of character. I was trying to figure out I'm like which way I'm actually heading right now with the crowd.
You guys are since you're moving away from the castle, based on the what you said you're doing, you are currently moving due south.
Well, heading north back towards potential pursuit is probably a bad idea. Maybe we can swing west and kind of circle around.
Yeah. All the other guys are up north.
Let's
You can send back to me.
Yeah, you have another use of the sending spell through the stone.
I just haven't sent it back yet because I was trying to Shafan about it. So, we're gonna have to swing.
All right,
around
let's
the other guys are.
Yeah. Let's circle west. You know, so we're not running directly back towards the castle and people who may be hunting us. and then and head around north to meet up with them. They give us any specifics aside from just north? Should we just keep walking north until we find them, or?
I wouldn't mind keep walking north until we're out of the city, but I'll get the specifics.
I can't blame you there. Would also like to be out of here right now.
Chiffon.
Yes.
Right, Keta. West north.
Wait, what was the response?
Right, Keta. Where north? Like, where to the north?
Kenta
There's a
can't,
lot.
Kenta can't respond unless you do that as you're sending back.
I sent it.
What? Yeah.
So Kenta will just say Northern Graveyard, with the red apples. Keeper. Keta sent you.
All right. I can't respond to that one.
No. Because you were the sender that time, so you cannot respond. Again.
Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there so like we don't have to confuse over it.
All good. All right, Chiffon, as Felzy was sending that message, the woman with the kid walks up to you and just sort of taps you on the shoulder.
Yeah. How can I help you?
She makes a quick gesture to her throat and then makes like a slicing motion. And you see her like open her mouth, but nothing comes out.
You can't speak? That's...
Yeah, she just nods.
You know sign? I can do that.
She shakes her head no. But then she like makes a gesture towards her ears as she pulls her hair back. You do notice specifically elongated ears, and then she points at her back. You can see something, and you could see something like twitch and move under her shirt.
Oh. Well, hi. I was looking for you.
Mutilated Fae. Ouch.
That's a stroke of luck.
Failsy, this happened while you were sending your message, so you're not aware of it.
I know, I'm just... Okay. Yeah, that's what
I asked her if she's I know she can't super answer, but if in any way that she can tell me if she knows where the others are.
She nods, sort of gestures back towards where you guys came from, and then sort of like shifts her head from side to side slightly. If you want to make an insight check for me to tell you what she's trying to convey to you.
Yeah, yeah, because...
Otherwise, you just have to go off what you're inciting from this description.
And I'm not inciting much of nothing. Unfortunately, Chiffon is not super wise.
She's trying to be pretty clear about it, so as far as you can tell, what she's saying is there are some of them back in that dungeon still, but there are probably others still around.
In the city proper, not in the dungeon?
Yeah, like in the city proper.
Well, I thank her for that, and I, give her information on where to meet up with me outside of the city, so that we can get the heck out of here. Once I've got the rest of them.
She nods, sort of like pats her son on the head.
You hold on to that sword, kid.
He also nods at you and sort of like tucks the sword into the back of his shirt.
Just as a side note, please call out your roles since this is being streamed.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
No one else calls out their rolls very often, but fair enough.
It was a 9.
Yeah. We describe the results of the rolls anyway, so it's not like it's that important.
I always forget it's being streamed.
It's fine. I purposely don't remind you because I know that gives you some anxiety.
It makes me shy. I don't like to be shy.
That's fine. All right. So, at this point, you guys are going to head to where you were instructed, and at this point, we are going to take our bio break.
Cool.
So 5 to 10, everyone. Bathroom, refill your drinks. Don't refill your drinks in the bathroom. That's weird.
Hey, Sally, no.
Get a snack. And whenever we come back, we're going to be rejoining the group who are at the north already.
Sweet.
So, Failsy jailbreak.
Yeah.
I was rolling some probability checks, and no one else decided to come inspect what was going on.
So,
I think
no-
we were quite lucky that Failsy had the sending stone.
That would have been fun trying to find each other in the city without knowing where each other was.
It's like when you lose your mom in the supermarket, and you keep
Ugh.
walking past the aisle that you both were in.
Just follow the explosions.
Jailbreak went much better than I was expecting it to. I was ready for disaster.
I mean, out of the 15 guards that were in that section of the prison, Felzy immediately eviscerated more than half of them.
See, but I consider that as being something going wrong.
True.
If you have to fight, you've already messed up. That's Chiffon's philosophy.
That was just cathartic revenge.
Chiffon hasn't been around us long enough to know that, like, we can't do anything without fighting something.
Yeah,
It's
Chiffon
hard
is...
It's hard to play D&D in general without without finding something.
Chiffon is good at doing the sneaky and the escapee. And then this party is all about doing the
The
explosion.
The not
The-
sneak.
The attempting the sneaky and then the explosions occur.
We at least try.
I said you attempted. Alright, but yeah. Go take your break!
I already have a fucking whole liter of water with me, and I didn't even get through half of it yet.
Breaks include more than just acquiring drinks, they're also expelling previous drinks.
I don't need to expel a previous drink, because I did that when I was muted.
Fair enough.
I'm just sitting here continuing to work on my project.
I'm doing my Animal Crossing dailies.
I played
Right.
the pocket version of Animal Crossing, but then I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I didn't love Pocket Camp. It's I one of the things I started playing Pocket Camp like right after it came out, and it just did not have a lot going on at that point. They've added a bunch of stuff now because it's been out for like a year, but it's still just not my style. But the actual Animal Crossing games are very different and fun.
I've recently started up Minecraft again.
Minecraft is fantastic.
I only have it on my phone. I paid like the $7 a long time ago to have Pocket Minecraft. And I actually have like the different like mashup packs that they release. I have the full mythology mashup pack, which let me tell you, that is great, and I love the music in it.
I have never played Pocket Minecraft. I don't even know what Mythology Pack is.
So it basically replaces all the textures in Minecraft
Mhm.
with new ones.
That's a texture pack? Yeah. Like,
It's like a texture pack, and it also has music and things like that. And they have like preset like areas you can go to that are based off. So like, with the Norse mythology one, it has Yggdrasil, and it has like the different lands of like the different like I don't know the technical terminology, but like You can go to Jotunheim. You can go to different like places on the World Tree. It's great.
Cool.
I really like it because I mainly like it because of the music.
I used to play a ton of Minecraft. I only modded though. Like I've played like vanilla Minecraft, but I can't anymore because I've been spoiled by modded Minecraft. And now when I try to play vanilla, it's just boring.
After you've played modded Minecraft and go back to vanilla, it's just rocks.
Yeah.
I like to watch like modder reviews of Minecraft. My favorite being baby mode. Just the silliest fucking thing because you could kill the Ender Dragon by going no you.
That's great.
It was made by the dude who also made like impossible mode Minecraft and like nightmare mode. So like you can't get you can't sleep through the night. You can only eat like vegetables. You have the chance of like tripping on a rock and just dropping all your stuff. It's ridiculous and I love it.
I like that. Just tripping and dropping all your stuff is a really good addition. I appreciate that.
This is how I feel like in my room right now.
Just swimming in humidity.
I'm sweating a lot right now. It's very warm. You enjoy your Canada.
Hey, it's hot up here too.
Yeah.
It's
I
Louisiana,
don't-
so it's also soup outside, but we've got the air conditioner on.
I don't think I can believe you.
How hot is it up there?
In Canada or Louisiana? What's happening?
Louisiana is not up there.
I know, that's why I was confused. I wasn't sure who you were talking to.
Armored, how actually is hot up there?
Well, currently it's because it's the middle of the night, 21 degrees Celsius. But it is sitting around high 20s, low 30s. Usually.
Is that hot?
Yeah, I don't know how to do the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion.
Low 30s is like upwards of like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas low 20s is around 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Milsey, you're in Australia. You should know Celsius.
I know, but is that what you call hot?
That's what I'm
Yes,
thinking
that is
as
what
well.
we,
Yeah, no,
that
it's
is what we call hot up here.
it's 8:30, and it's still 82 degrees Fahrenheit out here.
So about the same temperature as it is for Armored.
Yeah,
Couple of
and
degrees difference.
it's only going to get down to 77 tonight.
I
That's
need
as low
to
as it'll go.
quickly do this in here.
Mm,
I'm
So-
currently at 76, but I have a severe thunderstorm watch.
Oh, fun!
Mhm.
So hot days here in Australia, which is
Actually,
when
just
the schools will actually shut down and send everyone home,
Because there's a
is-
severe risk of heat
Australia-
exhaustion.
is 40
Australia
degrees,
doesn't fuck around. Yeah,
and that's 104 Fahrenheit.
Jesus.
Yep, that's what it's been here the last couple of days as well. I don't want to talk about my job.
Depending on which part of Australia you're in, that's either extremely dry heat or with 100% humidity.
I also feel bad with for people who have long hair in this time of year.
I do.
Yeah, because I remember when I had really long hair during the summer. It sucked.
So to give perspective of what I consider to be hot is when I'm working in the truck at my job and it's about 43 degrees Celsius with 90% humidity. And that's my life every week.
Yeah, that is
And it can
last
get
year.
it can get hotter because that's the temperature of the air. That's not the temperature accounting for the fact that I'm standing inside of a metal box with the sun on it.
Ugh. I want winter to come already.
And people
Yeah.
question why I drink literally gallons of water every day.
Yeah,
Not even-
upon hearing that, there's no question on my end.
I honestly think people only like summer because of like nostalgia from when it used to be the only time you got off of
Freedom.
school. Summer sucks.
Accurate.
Summer is a shit month.
I like fall and spring when it's warm, but it's not blazing hot and it's not cold. Because then when it's cold, my car doesn't start.
Fall is ideal.
I don't-
Spring is like right behind it.
I don't mind summer because hot doesn't bother me because I've experienced considerably warmer temperatures and my body can function at ridiculous extremes without much cause for concern because I drink so much waters. But it's still not my favorite.
I despise summer because I was forced to go to a Bible camp for 1 week in the summer with no AC, and at most we had a window fan, and there was about 7 to 8 girls packed in like really shitty bunk beds that like you had a mattress, but you also had a like plywood board underneath you.
Oh, that's the best. I could
And-
probably
Yeah,
actually think that.
To me, that just sounds like the Bible camp sent the exact wrong message.
Yeah.
You went there to study the Bible, but you felt like you're in hell.
We
No,
had-
let's say that's exactly the right message. It's like you want to avoid being in this for eternity.
We had to do
Yeah.
like hospital corners on our beds, and
Oh, I hate that shit.
yeah, we had to make sure like the floors were clean, and the only fun place there was in the attic. There was board games and shit like that, and the attic was mainly always taken over by the older kids because they didn't want to have to deal with the younger kids.
And that's where you find out that's where they stash the Dungeons and Dragons.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons. Playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I love a good draggle.
I have actual concerns about my current ability to speak. But anyways,
In all my years of going there, we never played Dungeons and Dragons, but like I was at
Dungeons
times
and Dragons.
forbidden. Dungeons and Dragons. I was refused. I was told I cannot bring Harry Potter. Look at the people. Can't bring Harry Potter books, and I had to sneak read my like fantasy books away from the kids. But look at the people.
he's cool. I'm gonna wear my jammies. That pitbull has very short legs.
It's a baby.
I love dog pajamas. They're so cute.
Is that like a photoshopped Staffy head onto a pug?
No, it's just a. I don't assume it is. At least It's probably just a weird proportion dog,
Also,
or maybe it's a mixed breed.
or in a weird perspective of taking a picture.
Are we good to get back into things? By the way,
I think everybody's here.
I'm back.
everyone bathroom. Everyone get drank.
Good.
I'm fine. Let's keep going.
All right then.
It just occurred to me right this second that instead of I sat here this whole time, but now I need to take like 30 minutes to go like do my nails.
That's fine. We're gonna be jumping back over to the other side of the party anyway, so you're good.
I was joking.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No, I'm not going to go do my nails.
I don't know. I do know you, but I don't know your nail routine.
I don't know you. Who are you?
Where am I? What's happening?
Well,
Why
let
don't I
me
play
assure
D&D?
you, I can do my nails in D&D at the same time.
Fair enough.
It's not that involved a process.
Alrighty then. So we jump back into the other side of the party. apparently Failsy got out. You don't know how. Just jailbreak. They didn't Failsy didn't mention anything about Chiffon, I don't think.
Nope.
Nope. So
So-
just somehow Failsy jailbroke, and we're assuming things are going to be high alarm right now. So let's get at least some of our matters out of the way as soon as possible.
Yeah, so as they're walking, Keta will tell them that she told Failsy to go to the northern graveyard. Also, I do have a sneaking suspicion that we might have a friend on the outside waiting for us. I'm not too sure. I just don't. The fact that I called it the White Raven, and it looked at me, and it actually tilted its head like it knew what I was doing is suspicious.
A bird looked at me funny. It means something.
Anyway, could really be any number of things. All we know is that somehow Failsy got out. I would highly doubt that they would let her. That their prison is that poorly inept that she would get out on her own. Maybe she had help.
Well, she
Maybe
did say
she's just that good. Either way, let's keep moving.
She did say that we're going to the northern graveyard. So I mean,
To the northeastern wall, then.
yes. Keep an eye out for any red apples. We need to get Sonata, and we need to go fast.
So you guys are progressing down this main street right now. You're not actually able to move as quickly down this main street due to the fact that there's not as much traffic, which seems backwards. But most of the speed you guys get traveling through this place comes from literally just jumping into the tidal wave and riding it.
People aren't moving as efficiently over here.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even that they're not moving as efficiently. There's just not such a densely packed crowd that you literally get forcibly made to walk much faster.
Can not keeping an active eye out, but just kind of keeping a passive eye out for any kind of shiny apple.
Just basically keeping your eyes open and waiting to see if you notice anything. Alright then. So you guys are making your way down this main street. Keta, you don't notice an apple, but something shiny does catch your eye. It's a white glint on a nearby rooftop. Sort of glance over at it, and it's that same raven just staring at you.
Can I message the raven?
Sure.
I mean, it's technically.
Pop the message spell into the thing to let me know what you can target with it.
Hey, true.
Okay, sorry, I feel like a crazy person right now.
Seems an appropriately Keta thing to do.
Yeah, just a creature.
Okay, creature.
And see it, so.
Yeah, Keta's gonna kind of look at it and just kind of, in her message, go quickly, "Are you Charles?" You can respond to this message.
You see the bird suddenly look around itself and just fly into the air.
It's just a bird.
Please.
You just freaked out a bird.
While she's doing that, hearing that Failsy had broken out, Da Vinci is going to be checking the compass again.
You're checking the compass?
Yeah, see if it does that tick again.
At this point, with how you guys have moved in their positioning, they're only moving about as fast as you can. It still appears to just be pointing at the castle.
Guys, I think we're being followed by a white raven.
Weirder things have happened. Let's focus.
I'm sorry, this is now the second time I've seen it.
Could just be a coincidence or something else. Let's just keep focusing on the matter at hand.
Right.
This map looks like a synopsis for a One Piece episode.
I'm confused by that statement.
Yeah.
Because they do battles that rage like across cities and do multiple battles, the synopsis is always a map going, right, these characters are here, these characters are here, these characters are here.
I understand now.
Battle all over the map.
Accurate then to say that One Piece synopsises are like D&D maps?
One Piece would make a One Piece would make a very fun D&D world.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out again, still as we're going for anything shiny, and make sure I'm not actually going crazy.
Could I
I
please?
ask Fenris
Yep.
how that would give you.
What's up, Danny?
I was gonna ask if I could please make a perception roll to try to see if I can find the girl.
All right.
Okay, there's my perception. 9.
Darn. Well, you don't currently see any sign of the girl. But you do happen to notice, just with your passive passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also your passive insight. I don't know if you're trained in it.
No.
But just with your passive perception, you do notice that as you guys are getting closer to this market, you're starting to see some of those red apples. Like, very sparsely. But just due to the fact that they are one of the only things that has bright color in this city, they stand out like a sore thumb.
Seeing apples.
She must be in this area then. Oh, he said that over to the wall. So let's go that way.
Yeah.
You all head into the market.
No, I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna actually make me sound crazy.
What is it, Keta?
Keta, as she's walking, muses, what if the castle sends birds to try to track people?
That is very well possible.
We don't know. The bird could be tracking us. We don't know.
The birds aren't real. They're actually government agent droids or drones.
Yeah, this whole pandemic thing is fake. They
Yeah,
need
they're
to
just
change the
rechargeable.
batteries on the birds.
The beak opens up and a lens extends out of it.
It said it's gonna make me sound even more crazy when I say it.
I'm all for Keta being a crazy conspiracy theorist.
I mean, I can imagine if
In
there's.
regard to birds,
Hmm.
she's just got bird paranoia.
I can imagine some places having people who use animals as their eyes and ears.
What if it's a druid?
Anything's possible.
I don't think a druid would be in this city, though.
Druids
It's
are-
too unnatural for them.
Might not be by choice.
Morgan just points to Brimstone like he's got a point.
As they're walking, Katja kind of just clutches to her cloak and goes, "The birds work for the nobles."
Keta, as you're having that panic attack, with your passive perception, you notice something else.
Oh no!
There is a cat staring at you.
Oh no, not a cat too. That's definitely suspicious.
Is it like specifically staring at me?
It is actually looking directly at you, Keta.
I'm gonna crouch down and put my hand out for the cat to come.
It sort of waltzes up to you in the way that cats do. gives you as you all look over at this cat, it sort of does like the little butt wiggle, like waltzy butt wiggle walk.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the
what
one.
are you doing?
Then its mouth hinges open, and you just hear, "Greetings and salutations!"
What the fuck?
We don't have time for this.
Wait, I'm gonna pick up the cat! I'm gonna pick up the cat!
You all seem to be new travelers in this city. It's good to see new blood. If ever you have need of advice, do not be afraid. Come to the tower at the lower side of the city, and I can assist you.
Oh
What
my
the
god,
fuck?
it's Kate Sith. Can we please move on?
What? What is it?
Kate Sith!
Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Except where Kate Sith is like a humanoid cat, this is literally just a normal house cat.
Can I pick-
Same
can the cat let me
concept.
Pick it up.
You pick it up, its mouth closes, and it's a completely normal cat. Appears it had the animal messenger spell cast on it.
I have a cat
What?
now.
Well, that was fucking weird.
What the fuck?
Anyways,
I'm not crazy.
Oh,
You guys came
I'm-
close enough to
Going
that
with
section of the
Kashi.
city for that to happen.
I'm not exactly gonna write that off of you being crazy, but that was fucked up. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, cats, leave the cat behind, please. It probably needs to get back to its owner.
As long cat is gonna hold the cat as long as it lets her hold it.
It's like being a normal like house cat where, well, a normal friendly house cat I should say, because a normal house cat will not let you hold it for very long. But it's just sort of like being really lazy and just sort of like sitting in your arms, occasionally batting at a loose piece of your clothing.
It's not harming anyone. I'm going to carry it for now.
I'm sorry, that event, I was rolling random events to potentially happen, and that's one of the events that can happen in this side of the city.
Fair
Oh
enough.
my God.
It's just really good timing.
There's a lot of random events that can happen in this city, and you guys have been so weirdly lucky or unlucky to not have a lot of them happen yet. Alright, so you guys make your way to this market. Looking around, you do not notice a ton of these apples. Like, as you're like doing your initial scan walking into the market, you've only seen about 2, maybe 3. Whereas the other day when you saw at least 10 by this point.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't currently hear the voice you heard in your vision, Morrigan. You don't hear the crying out of someone calling to sell apples. So do y'all want to investigate around?
Yes, at
Yeah.
least I do.
Make investigation checks to see what you discover.
Da Vinci would focus more towards the kind of northeastern side of the market.
Alright.
Investigation?
6.
Yep.
I am just rolling
Investigation.
shit tonight.
5.
Investigation.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to drop out because everybody was roboting.
All good. Investigation. Roll it.
Normal roll.
Brimstone with a nice 7 as a nat 1. And 2 nat 1s.
You guys are just having such a poor time of this.
we fucking honestly are.
I'm halfway tempted to refresh roll 20. Oh my god.
Go ahead and do it. Just to refresh roll 20. This roll unfortunately still has to stand.
Yeah.
But go ahead and refresh roll 20.
I'm refreshing.
That's some bad juju.
Yeah,
Let the
you are.
juju reset. So, as you guys are sort of looking around, trying to locate heads nor hair of this girl, you really aren't finding anything. Like, you see the apples scattered around, but you don't hear someone calling out to sell them. Like Morrigan, as I said, as you heard in your vision,
Mm-hmm.
she was very specifically calling out to sell them. You're just not hearing that right now.
Has anybody tried stopping somebody and asking where they got it?
With those rolls, unfortunately not.
Just didn't occur to anyone.
Well,
Well,
I mean, I
even if
dropped
you
out
do,
when
even if you do, it's also just sort of the situation where a lot of them just sort of ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
I will say is like the grand total of eventually after it feels like it's probably been another 2 hours of trying of it took about an hour to get here from where you were at the graveyard, and then you've been searching for another 2 hours, so it's starting to get dark.
Ash, you might have to start the music back up because when I refreshed, it stopped playing.
Okay. But yeah, it's starting to get dark at this point, and as you guys are like looking around trying to find people to talk to this about, you're noticing that it just appears that there weren't many of these apples in the market in general today. Like, even while searching around, you guys have only seen another like 3 or 4 people that had them. It's getting close to about 7 in the evening now.
We've got to find her. I can't fail.
Hold on. I mean, at most I could try to start painting a message. That's about all I got. I mean, it's how I found Chiffon before. I knew they were in a direction. And
Let's just look a little longer before we resort to that, okay?
Sure. Before that happens, though, before we do possibly do another investigation check, can I dole out my bardic inspirations?
Sure.
Yeah, given that like we haven't had luck, Keta wants to just kind of inspire the group. Like, we can do this, guys. I know we can. We've done this before.
There are also 4 of you, so only 2 of you could make rolls at advantage if you so desired.
So, yeah, let's. So I mean, if we want to do that, and then Ketcha could give those 2 inspiration.
All right. Who do you choose to inspire?
Brimstone, I know you have really good eyes. I can go with you and help you try to find her. So I'll inspire Brimstone. And go look at Morgan and Dervench and go, who's the better sightseer out of you 2? Or at least the better finder?
Well, I deal with jewelry, so
You've got more of an eye for detail than I do. I can certainly help you look.
Alright, you can do it, Dervench. I believe in you. We can do this. Let's go. And kind of give him a little pat on the face and inspire him.
okay. Let's try another search, and then I guess we would have to head back towards the north to meet up with Valesy.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and make the rolls.
Advantage and inspiration.
Is it really just D8 now?
Yes.
19 plus. What's inspiration?
Yeah.
1d8.
1d8.
D8.
D.
Okay, so a
20.
total of 22 and 4. Equals
Come on.
Might as well.
Yeah, come on, baby.
26.
total of 26. All right.
Cat is helping.
You two like your entire group, even though you initially divide up to try to cover more ground, you all eventually convene back towards a singular spot
Mm-hmm.
as you find the stand currently with apples still on it, but devoid of the child.
Makes sense.
But it's just a small stand that appears to have been hastily built at the edge of an alleyway with a small basket of apples on it.
Morgan, how about you come with me for this one? And Keta will
well.
approach the stand
Okay, that actually counts.
and call out, "Hello." What? No, I'm ready. You were trying to say something.
I guess Da Vinci and Brimstone will be keeping surveillance.
General idea, because Morgan and Keta, being at least female, are a bit generally more approachable than scary dude and hobo.
Yeah.
Because Da Vinci is dressed as a hobo right now.
Yeah.
And Brimstone always looks mad.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Hello? I totally screwed up my accent there, sorry.
It's fine. We will not always have the accent. You have not drinking enough gin tonight.
I don't drink when I do D&D. It's not
It's a
professional.
joke. It's a joke. It's a joke based on the fact you have said before that drinking gin helps you be Morgan's accent.
Irish.
Yes, that one.
I have been neglecting Chiffon's accent very badly.
Anyway,
I don't want to take an apple without having somebody to pay.
Neither of you two seem to be garnering any response at the moment.
Keta's gonna lean over and kind of peek her head down to see the underneath of the stand.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Alright, now roll. 16!
You start to lean over the stand, but the moment you put any weight on it, it starts to collapse underneath you.
Well, no, I
And
was
you-
more so like leaning on the wall to look over.
Well, it's like built against the wall.
Oh. Alright.
But no, I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
not even like you purposely do it. It's the moment you put weight on it, it starts to collapse.
It's very haphazardly built.
But with the saving throw, you're able to, like, stop and, like, grab it and, like, pull it back into place.
Yeah,
Maybe don't do
It's-
that.
yeah, I mean, I thought Sonata would be hiding underneath it.
You didn't see anything underneath it, though.
She probably already just left and we missed her.
I mean, she'd have to either come back with these apples or go back to the graveyard to find Lionel.
That seems to be our only lead right now, so I guess we could just keep an eye open for her as we head back there ourselves.
Wait, let's check down the alleyway a bit further.
Right.
So Keta's gonna kind of cautiously kind of start walking down the alleyway. And she's actually gonna kind of slyly pull out the symbol that Lionel gave her. And just kind of hold it in the palm of her hand, not like fully like by the chain, but just the symbol in hand.
All right, you do so. He's sort of just presenting the marred holy symbol.
Mm-hmm. Just start walking down, see if there's any other alleys, like any other like diversions, or if it's just one kind of straight shoot down.
I mean, it's an alleyway in a fairly congested city. There are a lot of small branching pathways to it. It appears that this one is actually built towards the edge of the market, so it actually is leading more towards back into the residential area of this particular market. So as you're going down this alley, it like branches off into 3 other directions, like continuing to go straight and also left and right at different intervals.
Are there any footprints in the ground?
It's a stone pathway. They're just starting to go down the alley at this point, though.
So the rest of us see them go down?
Yeah, you guys are like standing just behind them, keeping an eye out.
We might be far enough away from the crowds. You might be able to call out her name.
Hold up.
Or I could try to do what.
Brimstone.
Yeah.
The glimpse you caught, it was about 30 feet off to your left.
Saw something moving. I saw something gold. About 30 feet off to the left.
Just lead the way.
Let's go that way then.
Just start heading that way, but
Because you beat the threshold of 25.
just cautiously doing so.
Morgan, you first.
Thank you. Yeah,
Do you want me to go next to you since I have the symbol?
maybe I should just carry it.
mean,
Let me give you.
At this stage, Brimstone is the only one who's caught even sight of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brimstone's leading, and then it'd be Morgan, and then the rest of us. Have to kind of pass over the symbol, and then just go. Just be gentle, okay?
I know.
And I'm gonna inspire her. That I was trying to inspire her.
So you guys, just to let you have some perspective, you were sort of towards this back edge of the market over here. Brimstone, when you caught the glimpse, it was actually heading towards the due north of the market.
Okay. Like heading closer towards the wall.
Yeah, the walled markets.
Mm-hmm.
So you start heading in that direction with your perception check, which luckily beat the DC of 25 to notice this thing.
Yes. Stealth a little one.
It was very convenient that you decided to use your inspiration.
Fair. It was like, well, I don't think I'll have anything else to use it.
All right, so you follow it for a little bit before you're actually able to point it out to one of the others, where you see just this little mop of gold just suddenly dart out from behind one of the stands and quickly into another alley.
Yeah, just two the girls more specifically have just stuck into that alley.
Okay.
I'll be right behind you, Morgan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna follow
Yeah,
where
like-
Brimstone pointed out to her.
Yeah, she's moving pretty fast too.
If there's an obvious exit to the alleyway, Kata wants to kind of just roundabout over that way if she can see one.
Current perspective, you wouldn't know.
All right. Well, I'll just follow then, close behind Morgan, getting ready to kind of be quick on my feet.
Alrighty then. So following into the alley. Can I make a? Are you doing so stealthily or just trying to follow quickly?
Yeah.
Trying to follow
do it.
quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to follow quickly then. I'll follow quickly.
Alright, so let's check. You notice as you sort of dart behind the figure into the alley, there is a pause as Morgan, you sort of lock eyes with this little golden-haired child. And there's just a... It almost feels like time stops for a second. And there's a cat again.
Please. No, I know you want attention. No.
Armored, maybe mute yourself. While Tally is screaming. But it's... It does honestly feel for a second that time almost just seems to freeze. You get this very... almost overwhelming sensation in your core, sort of radiating from where you currently have that insignia on your midsection.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of intense. It feels maternal, but it also feels different. But it's just like a desire to protect, but also a panic. And it's in that like split second of hesitation that causes. The girl sort of breaks eye contact with you and just darts away.
No! Don't. Morgan's just going after us.
Alright.
Keta will follow because if
Da Vinci will also burst into a gallop.
Alright, so you're all just chasing this little kid now?
Sonata, wait up!
don't.
Oh, well, I have to roll for that now.
Okay.
Damn it!
I'm
Luckily,
sorry.
all the guards in the area are apparently deaf because I rolled a natural 1.
I mean, who knows if they're even in the area right now, considering
You guys
what
are
just
like the back
happened.
alley.
Yeah, we're in a back alley, and Da Vinci was trying to not out loud shout it.
And also, what happened a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, there's probably some extra guards head towards the castle.
Yeah, there's probably fewer guards here.
Anyways, so you guys just start chasing after, and I need you to make a perception check. See if you can locate this.
All of us.
Which one?
24.
12.
I was gonna say this would probably be Motogun and Keta since they were at the front. Dravinche is fast, but he did not have initial sight of her since he was behind those two.
Okay.
Which would explain him having a 4.
Okay.
Brimstone and Lee that are behind the girls.
Keta, you actually, as you're rushing forward with Motogun, as the initial like burst of panic, Motogun, you lose sight of her, but Keta, you still see her as she sort of like looks around and sort of ducks into one of the just random doors in this alley and just closes it behind her.
Keta will go up to the door and just kind of say through the door very kind of softly, very quietly, Lionel sent us. We're friends.
I don't want to hurt you, darling. We're trying to help.
And then
Keta, you initiated this, so go ahead and attempt a persuasion check.
okay.
Would have been disadvantage, but Motogun is assisting.
17.
And insight. Come on, roll 20. Roll them dice. You hear another door open and close somewhere else inside the building.
She's moving. Keta will kind of throw open the door.
Alright. You do so, and you sort of open the door into a woman's kitchen. And she, like, very, like, nonchalantly turns to look at you. And doesn't seem alarmed by the fact that you're in her house, but also doesn't seem really aware of the situation. She is a very gray individual, if you could be aware of that right now, but you can't, so.
If she doesn't seem too nonchalant, Keta will just kind of say, my cat went upstairs.
Just shrugs.
Aren't you holding the cat?
No, the cat left a little while ago.
So Keta will kind of head inside.
Motigan's following as well.
And
I need you both to make an investigation check to see if you can figure out which direction she went.
Is there an upstairs? I was gonna say, is there an upstairs to it?
Yes, this is a multi-floored house.
Not
15.
All
All right. This time it's Keta that sort of gets lost. It's just like, okay, where'd she go? There's a lot of other doors here. But Motogun, you actually just happen to notice that there is a small golden hair on the stairway leading upstairs.
Okay, she's just going to start going up the stairs, not like trying to do so calmly, but still quickly.
Fair enough.
If I
That-
see her, I'll follow behind.
Yeah, that very panicked mom rushing.
Yeah.
Is the rest of the party following them into this building, by the way? Because you just saw your two companions just run into this house.
Da Vinci definitely is.
Brimstone will stay outside.
Lee, like, pokes his head inside, sees it's a kitchen. Just smiles.
If I see Da Vinci, if I see Da Vinci come in, I'm just gonna look at him, turn my head around, and just bring my finger up to my lips, look at him with a very intent look, like shh.
Yep. You haven't heard any other doors open or close yet.
He is being quiet, just he's going to be following Morgan.
Wait, if she hears him coming up the stairs, she'll just turn around and give him like a please don't hand.
Nod and stay downstairs.
All right. So, heading upstairs. The building is a little creaky, but otherwise, you're not hearing a whole lot of sounds around you at this point. Go ahead and make another perception check.
Mm-hmm.
You have advantage on this.
Okay.
Would that just be Morgan?
That is just Morgan.
What a wonderful time for a nat 20!
Ooh, nice.
I realize the nat 20 is on the side that you would have got even if you didn't have advantage, but I'm going to flavor this the way I want to.
Fair enough.
You have like this panic of realization of just like you don't know where she is, you don't know where she could have gone, and you're kind of worried that she somehow slipped away from you in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you just feel a hand gently cup your cheek and turn your head. And you notice that there is a small ladder that you did not hear get extended down that is leading up into the attic.
Okay. She will go up it.
I'll stay at the bottom.
According to what you said earlier, you're still at the bottom of the stairs, so you're not aware of this.
No, Keta followed Morgan up the steps.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought Morgan motioned for people to stay behind, but okay.
She definitely motioned for Da Vinci to stay behind.
That was just me misconstruing the scene then, unless Morgan, you don't want anyone to follow up.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So, are you going to head up the ladder?
Yes.
You do so. And you just see, sort of standing in a small window sill. Window's not currently open, but you just see this small figure with golden hair sort of backlit against the night sky of this area. In this otherwise dark alley, or attic. I know how to English. It's just looking at you with these small golden eyes.
I'm sorry we gave you such fright. It wasn't my intention.
Who are you?
My name's Morgan.
Why are you following me?
It'll sound crazy trying to explain it, but I had a vision that I'm supposed to help you.
There's clear distrust of that statement. Or maybe not even necessarily distrust, but a lack of understanding. Just stature-wise, you can't imagine this girl is any older than, at most, 8, 7. This is a very young kid.
I know you don't have any reason to trust me right now, but I assure you, you can. I know you're in trouble and I want to help. And she will pull out the symbol Lionel. That Lionel gave to Keta and then Keta handed off to her.
Mhm.
We want to help Lionel help you.
The eyes sort of flick down in the darkness towards the symbol. And there's some hesitance, but a more like a pause. Lionel sent you?
He did?
I guess you can't be too bad then. You said your name was Morrigan?
Morrigan, yes.
Mm. I feel like I've heard that before.
Well, I've seen you before. That vision I had, you were selling apples, and I bought one from you in it.
I saw you in a dream. A lady with horns.
Horns and red eyes and white hair?
I remember horns. And you look like you were made of shadows. And she sort of like scans up and down you.
You wanna... I can show you that I really look like that. I just have to take my hat off for a second, but I need to come all the way up in here. Is that alright?
She doesn't make any motion for you to stop.
Then Morgan will come up into the attic where it'll just be Sonata who can see her, and she will take the hat off.
Alright. You do so?
Mm-hmm.
And sort of, you can tell that there's like a gasp from this little kid. Probably never seen a tiefling before. So there's like the immediate like withdrawal. Just being a little scared because as someone who's never seen a tiefling before, they are a little scary looking.
Yeah, fair enough.
But she sort of like stops after a second and like walks over to you. And she is tiny. It's like, obviously she's small because she's a child, but this little kid, for how fast she was running away from you, was very frail looking.
When was the last time you had a proper meal, sweetheart?
Lionel feeds me when he can.
I have a friend who can make sure that you eat well, no matter what.
A friend?
Yeah, his name's Lee. He makes the best cookies.
What's a cookie?
Oh, you poor thing. You don't even know what a cookie is.
No.
Morgan's gonna, like, check her pockets real quick to see if she has any that Lee's made on her person.
I mean, unless you have them in your inventory, you probably don't.
No.
Keta's really the one that gets showered with cookies super often.
Oh, she does have her
Keta's at the
potato
bottom.
candy, though.
Also, Keta is at the bottom of the steps. You don't want to ask her to pass up a cookie.
I feel like that would ruin the tension of the scene a little bit.
Yeah, but, like, well, because she does have it on her person, just pats around trying to find a cookie, but finds her stash of potato candy. Oh, well, I don't have one of those, but I do have these. Made by another friend of mine who makes excellent candy.
She sort of like looks up at your face and then looks down at what you're holding in your hand.
It's just bog standard potato candy.
True, but she doesn't really recognize what it is.
I wouldn't recognize potato candy.
It's food. It's very sweet food, but it's food nonetheless.
She very gently holds her hand up towards it.
If it's
She's
like,
not going to grab it. She's like holding her hand out.
Morgan will put a piece or two in her hand.
The moment you touch this kid,
Mm-hmm.
that sensation of emotional drain just almost as if you were to try to envision this scene as if it were playing out in a movie or something, it would be the type of scene where the smoke or color of something, when it gets hit with a very fast object, suddenly sprays out the back of it. But instead of it being your color being sprayed out the back of you, it's this gray fog that just gets repelled off of your person.
What on?
You suddenly can think with a lot more clarity. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She like has it in her hand, and by the way, you said two or three of them.
Yeah.
Her palm is barely big enough to have like two of them in it. And she like takes a pinch of one and eats it, and just like you can just see like her spine suddenly straighten up because just like the reaction to eating something that sweet.
I did say they were very sweet.
Very sweet. Wow.
A friend of mine who looks, she's like me but different features. She made that.
Wow. She like takes another really tiny pinch off one of them and eats it. And
Above
just has
game,
the
very
exact same reaction too.
Yeah, above game. Very smart to go slow the first time you eat potato candy because that stuff is sweet.
It is basically pure sugar.
Yeah, the potato's kind of just there to be a binder.
Yeah, I'm looking at a recipe right now. A third of a cup of potato to 6 to 7 cups of sugar.
It is
Plus the
lit-
peanut butter.
Yeah, it's literally just a delivery agent for powdered sugar.
And peanut butter.
Mostly for
Yeah,
powdered sugar.
I'm looking at this. I'm tempted to make it.
They're not hard to
yeah.
make.
I'm totally doing this. Maybe tonight.
Nice.
It is pure calories. It's all it is.
I love
You
it.
want calories, eat a potato candy.
Hey, this girl looks like she needs some calories.
That's fair. Sugar is not a great thing to be your source of calories, though. But still.
It's got
She's just-
peanut butter, the protein.
She hasn't even gotten to the peanut butter yet. But still. She's sort of like, after the second pinch, she's just like, clearly can't really eat much more of it because it seems to be bothering her.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to, sweetheart.
It tastes really good, but it's making my belly go rumble.
All right, well, here. I'll wrap it back up and you can have more of it later if you want, okay?
Okay.
Mulligan will wrap it up and stash it back with the rest of the candy.
Alrighty then. So, Lionel sent you? What? Why? You said of vision? What's a vision?
It's like a dream that can tell you something's going to happen.
Oh. I had one of those. I dreamed I saw you, and I gave you an apple. And then a scary man tried to come take me, and I ran away. I don't like him.
I think I saw him yesterday. I can see why you don't like him. He's very unpleasant.
Unpleasant.
And that's probably putting it lightly, isn't it?
Mm,
He's very mean.
yeah. She sort of shuffles on her feet slightly, not really sure what to do in this situation. And that's pretty apparent. You've dealt with little kids before. You know when they're... You've dealt with little kids before, and you know when they are uncomfortable and don't really know what to do with themselves.
Yeah. Probably seen a bit of it from her own sister, Keegan.
Yeah.
Would you like for us to go with you back to Lionel for the night?
I wasn't gonna go back to Lionel. I can't be around him too often.
Alright.
If I am, he says they'll find me.
He's a very smart man.
He's been helping keep me safe.
I'd say he's been doing the best job he can at that.
Mm-hmm. And she sort of walks over to another part of the attic where you can see it's sort of tucked out of the way, but a couple of blankets have been pulled out of a nearby chest, and they've sort of just been piled up to make kind of like a little nest almost.
Mm-hmm.
She just sort of walks over to that and plops down in it. You can actually see sort of on the other side of the attic there is a small sort of, it's like a wagon almost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actually a little floating wagon that has more apples in it.
Aren't you clever?
Lionel gave that to me.
Still very clever.
Thank you. You have more friends?
I do, and I'm sorry if we scared you. It's...
People have been trying to find me. I'm sorry.
I know, that big main man was trying to find you. Said you broke something and that's why you're in trouble, though I don't know how much of that I believe.
You see her like curl up into herself in like a clearly shameful way. I didn't mean to break it.
So it was an accident then.
Yeah. And it hurt.
It hurt.
Mm-hmm. It still kinda does.
Where at?
She sort of like shuffles around before pulling up the back of the really like raggedy shirt she has.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that there are several purple crystals embedded in this little kid's back.
Oh, yeah, that does look painful.
Sort of right against her shoulder blades almost.
Do you know what it was before it broke?
It was like a...
She clearly looks like she's trying to think. Let me see if she actually can remember.
Take your time. It's okay if you can't.
It was a box, and I was playing, and I fell on it. And it broke, and it hurt. These hurt.
And she like pokes one and then immediately recoils.
Oh, okay, don't touch it. Alright. I think I know what we can do to help you. But only if you're okay with it, alright? I imagine you want those out of your back. That looks awful painful.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone who's really good at healing. Her daughter's one of my friends. Notably, she's not using any names right now.
I understand.
If you want, we can talk to her and see if we can set up a meeting with her ma and get those out of your back and get you patched up.
Okay.
And while I get you there, we can also see about getting you some proper food in you, too. Maybe get you some clean clothes.
That would be nice.
Alright.
She sort of very carefully pulls her shirt back down.
Morgan will help her if she'll allow it.
She doesn't seem to stop you when she realizes it makes the process less painful.
Sorry, I had to mute. Captain had a coughing fit. Captain
He's
Betty, go lay
a
down.
little coffee boy.
Yeah, it's a fortunate thing of dog aging.
My cat does the same thing. He's got a heart murmur.
Oh, that's Captain's problem, too.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, she seems exhausted. And once her shirt is back down, she just seems like she wants to curl up in her little nest of a bed.
I need to go. Do you want me to carry you?
I'm tired.
Okay, I can carry if you want. We can tell people not know who you are. We can put a blanket over you, so it'll cover you up.
Okay.
Alright, let's get down these steps first. Bring one of your blankets, and then we'll get you all bundled up, and we'll go... We'll find a place to set up for the night. Alright?
Oh, okay.
She sort of just... She, like, very tentatively, like, looks around at the blanket she's been laying on. And with your dark vision, you can notice that some of them are somewhat stained in little spots. There's not a whole lot of light in this room, so you can't see the color, but it's just like little dark spots of stains that you could fairly easily assume are little blood stains.
If you'd rather not use those, I've got one in my backpack you can use.
No, I just feel bad. These weren't mine.
Well, if you feel bad taking someone else's blanket, you can borrow mine. How's that?
I made them dirty, and I'm sorry, but
Hang on a moment. Morrigan will put the hat back on, then put her face down near the attic. Is Ketta still waiting down there?
Yeah, she's kind of just casually standing by the ladder and looking up occasionally to kind of see if everything's okay.
Hey, Ketta.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that spell that cleans things?
I do.
Alright, just wait a moment. And she'll pop back up. My friend knows how to clean it. If you'd want to get it cleaned real fast for the person you were borrowing it from.
She sort of nods quickly at that.
Alright. Then she'll stick her face up. Alright, Katsa, come up. Please be slow and quiet, alright? She's very scared.
Okay. And Kenta will kind of approach very kind of quietly, very softly, like to be honest, it's probably like how she approaches her bunnies at home, like very gentle, very like non-threatening. Is the best way to describe it.
Fair enough. I mean, by the time you've come up into there, she's like moved to the other side of the room, to where the little wagon is.
She just doesn't want to be seen as threatening, even though she's like only 5 foot. This is a kid.
It's alright, sweetheart. She's just gonna clean the blankets, okay?
okay.
Kenta will just give a little wave as she goes and look to Morgan, like point me to the blankets.
And Morgan will point to the pile of blankets.
And Kenta will actually kind of like lean, like reach down and like on the most like a very like littlest thing she can, like cast a light on and kind of just tuck it into her shirt so she can actually see where the spots are.
I mean, you have dark vision, so you can see. You can see where the spots are. Plus, you know with how prestidigitation works, it's a foot at a time. So if you cover the whole pile, it'll go away.
So, just to kind of like show the girl that like it's getting clean, kind of just very meticulously, just like clean off the spots of the blankets, and Keta will be humming the entire time because that's how she kind of has to cast magic.
And while Keta's doing that, Morrigan's going to be getting the blanket out of her pack.
You actually notice that as Keta starts doing that, there's like these little arcane wisps of energy that flow into the cloth to clean it. Sonata actually sort of like steps out of her hiding slightly to watch. Like, not wanting to get too close, obviously, but still being enthralled.
It's very pretty, isn't it? The way that she can do that, isn't it? By the way, sweetheart, what's your name?
Sonata.
It's a very pretty name.
My mom says it is.
My name's Keta.
Hello, Ketka.
If you want to come closer to watch, you can.
I can see from here.
And once the blankets are clean, Keta will fold them up very nicely. And over here in this chest, Morgan.
That's where she had him kind of in her nest, so...
Would you like to take one of them with you, Sonata?
They're not mine. I can't take them.
She was just borrowing and wanted to have them cleaned as a thank you.
Very sweet girl.
Yeah.
She'll catch will kind of tuck them back out into the chest.
Sonata. My mom says it's pretty.
You know, that's a musical term.
She like nods a little bit.
She said I was named after my grandma.
Very lovely tradition.
That it is.
Are you coming with us tonight, Sonata?
She looks at Morgan.
If you want to, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, okay.
All right. Morgan will hold the blanket out to her. Admittedly, the coloration of the blanket probably blends in pretty well with this town.
Yeah, gray.
Yeah.
Gray and black.
Morgan,
She sort of like,
she just likes green and black.
fair enough. She sort of like walks over to it, like very gently takes it from you,
Mm-hmm.
and walks over to her wagon. Sort of like crawls into her wagon and like plop the blanket over top of her.
Would you like to borrow a stuffed animal to hold?
What? Like a bear?
Yeah, like a bear.
There's like she doesn't know you, so she doesn't really trust you, but there's also like that kid notion of yes please.
Keta
Like a
will
hesitant yes please though.
Yeah, Keta will kind of calmly reach into her bag and pull out a very small, old teddy bear that she keeps with her because it's a thing of home.
Sonata very tentatively takes it from you and sort of curls up on top of all of the apples with the blanket on top of her.
Well, let it go.
Yeah.
Would you like to go down the ladder first?
If you say trolley, it follows you.
Do I have to touch it?
No.
Okay. Keta, you go ahead down first and let them know that everything seems okay, alright?
Yeah, I'll tell them just to give a bit of a clearance.
Yeah.
Oh, you might just want to warn her a bit of Lee's size. He might be a little scary to her.
I will.
And Kenta will head down and inform the others. Just give her some space and all.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, darling. Y'all tucked in and ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. My friend... Some of my friends may look a little scary, but they're very nice. Sometimes the cover of a book lets you know what you need to know. And other times, you need to look a bit deeper.
Like Lionel.
Yes, like Lionel.
I thought he was scary at first, but he's nice.
They definitely seem nice from when I got to meet him earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Okay, you get yourself nice and covered up and cuddled up with that teddy bear, and we'll get downstairs, okay?
She just nods and sort of like, not really cocoons herself because it's just sitting on top of her, but like covers herself with the blanket as much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fairly easy because it's a lot larger than she is.
Yeah, it's a blanket made for a basically 6-foot-tall adult woman. And she is an 8-year-old child. Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Trolley.
The little wagon just sort of hovers into the air and starts following you.
Okay, and just very carefully and slowly, Morgan will make her way down. But I did say she put her hat back on.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. Make her way down and to Keta, Dravinche, and Brimstone.
Are we heading to the graveyard?
If anything, just long enough to meet up with Failsy, and then we ought to leave.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright.
You're able to find her. That's good.
Yeah.
Don't be too overwhelming, okay?
What do you take me for?
Dravincha, you've been standing down here this entire time, and you've just been watching as this woman very confusedly has been staring at Lee as he's just taken over her kitchen.
That's a very Lee thing to do.
But she doesn't seem to mind it too much when he hands her a plate full of roast.
Yeah, just say, no, don't mind him. He does that.
She just has the plate. It just sort of shrugs and walks into her dining room.
It's just like, hey, I don't have to cook dinner tonight. This is nice.
Like, she already had the roast going when you guys walked in, and Lee just sort of took over from that point.
Lee's a good boy.
Keta, you get down first, and he's just, like, sipping soup.
Lee,
I could use oregano. Do they have oregano?
Lee, right? We need to go.
What?
We can't stay here. Okay?
He looks down at the roast.
Well, you can take some with you.
Alright, ma'am, that part's done, but you're gonna want to check on this in about 15 minutes. Should be perfect then.
You might actually-
Before you guys leave, he adds a little bit more water to it so it doesn't dry out.
Actually, before they leave, Ketcha looks at Lee. He says, "You might want to take some of that. The little girl was very small."
This too heavy for a little kid. Something smaller. I'll whip something up.
Thank you.
Let's get where we're going first.
And once we're all out, I imagine we're just gonna head straight over towards the graveyard.
Yeah.
And if Sonata wants to point out paths that she feels are safe, then we can follow those.
When you go to check on her to see if she wants to do that, she is asleep.
Sleep in your arms.
More Charlie, but
I offered to carry her, but that's what she decided she wanted to do.
little kids are fickle.
At least. Let's just. Somebody needs to quit being mean to that goose.
I'm sorry.
Let's just go. Let's.
The
She seemed to like us at least, Morgan.
Yeah, she liked the potato candy, but she had 2 little tiny bites before she said it made her stomach upset.
Lee looks down at her. You just watch his face through the
what?
just like I've got work to do here.
Like I said, Lee, tiny.
She looks to be about 8, but she's
She's
thin.
She's gonna need some soup. I'm going to make her soup.
Yeah, she needs more than soup. She needs medical attention too.
What do you mean?
She's got shards in her back.
Nice.
She's got purple shards in her back.
I can't heal that.
No.
Your mother might be able to. And I know that's a big ask, Keta.
I mean, I don't think Mom would mind. It's just we'd have to teleport close enough to. I mean, we'd have to go to the Emerald Plateau, and I think if we ask.
I'm assuming you guys are walking at this point, by the way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume if we ask Miss Bliss, she might allow us to walk through to the Bastion, because that's where Mom is.
I don't see why she wouldn't.
I mean, you're dating her. So, I mean, you can ask.
Dun, dun.
I knew about that second part.
Check the watch.
It is 9 o'clock.
We're stuck in here.
Oh no.
We need to move it.
We need to get moving, and we need to stay to the alleyways. The guards will be keeping an eye out for anyone outside of curfew.
Only nice doesn't her little creature.
Yeah, so let's stick to alleys. Let's be real quiet.
All right. I
Can I
need
cast-
to.
Bless on us?
Does Bless help with ability checks?
No.
Yes.
No.
Attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh.
You're thinking guidance.
Right,
Fourth level
guidance.
I still have.
Um,
Brimstone is going to reach into the cart and just faintly touch Sonata and
I don't even have
And
bless
do what?
anything.
cast invisibility on Sonata. Just
There's still a bunch of lumps in the cart, but now it just looks like it's apple lumps.
I think that's the point.
in case we get caught.
Yeah, I'm just describing it.
I think at this point, Kenta will just kind of pull up her hood and try to not look conspicuous.
So, everyone make a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Can I give out my last 2
Dang.
inspirations?
I'll say yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Brimstone and Morgan.
Okay.
18.
All right.
You do have
You have a
inspiration?
stealth, so
I'm gonna need to use it.
you should probably both use it just to be safe.
It's a
24.
D8, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a D8.
4.
Every little bit can help. That's what I figured.
So 22
So now
total
Da
for
Vinci
me.
is the lowest of the group.
Okay, so yeah, that is a total for Brimstone of 13. Javince's 10. Keta's 24. Morgan's is 22. Lee's
A ghost.
Lee's was. What's your stealth bonus, Lee? That was not a good roll. That was an 8.
we have an overall success rate
He's-
though.
He's got a plus 3, so that's still a brain. No, that's 11.
Yeah.
And the guard perception as you guys are trying to avoid it. Yes, the guards in this part of the city are still blind.
Oh.
Now they all heard about the acid thing and they've just decided they're not working today.
Or no, there's a whole bunch of chaos going down in the south, so leaving the north very sparse.
Well, that's just the second time I've rolled a natural 1 for guard perception checks in this area.
Works out in our favor.
Hey, you guys haven't had great rolls tonight in some occasions, so it's nice to get some good ones.
Yeah.
All right, so
Being inadvertently.
you guys make your way back towards the graveyard without much issue. By the time you get back, it is nearing 10:30 because you're trying to be. It's almost 11 o'clock actually because you guys are trying to be stealthy and moving very slowly as to avoid. Until like the point where you get to this market and you realize you have not seen a guard this whole time, or anytime you have seen a guard, they've been like 80 feet away from you.
Nevertheless.
You make it back to the graveyard without any issue.
I think whatever Failsy was doing, she might have distracted the guards in the process.
It's fails.
Hey, I'm not gonna look a blessing in the mouth and call it a curse.
It's not a thing. I'm just saying it
If
failed.
we're at the gates of the graveyard, can I just kind of try to ping a message 120 feet forward to see if I can get to Failsy?
The distance between the gate and the house is probably longer than that.
Alright. How are we getting inside?
Knock on the gate.
Yeah, yes.
Like Da Vinci will knock on the gate.
You knock on the gate and it just sort of swings open.
Well, that's easy.
Everyone inside.
Yeah, let's go.
Keeper never came back down to lock it after you guys went out the first time.
Probably figured we'd be back.
Yeah.
And also, not many people end up going to the graveyard anyway.
All right, then. So, you all head. You guys are up at the graveyard. And as soon as you get to the front foyer, Failsy and Chiffon are sitting in the sort of main area. You guys have been...
Chilling, having tea. What
You
took
guys
you guys so long?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, you guys have been really bored waiting here. Keeper
Got our
gave you
feet
like 4 pots of tea, and then never told you where the bathroom was.
Oh no!
Chiffon?
Anytime asked, he simply referred to as there's a yard.
Fair.
And you've seen him a grand total of about 3 times the entire time you've been here. To be busy with other tasks at the time.
Sorry if you had to wait for us. Oh, hi, Siobhan.
Howdy. Pop-Up's got playing Chiffon and mixing up my roleplay characters. Chiffon has his banjo out and is just chilling, playing a little song.
You
Yeah, yeah.
help Failsy get out of her little pickle.
Also, how'd you get arrested?
I don't remember.
Why did you get arrested?
Yeah, what happened?
Also, next time, tell us if you're gonna walk off, please.
Looked like some kind of trap from what I saw. She was talking to some lady, or she was talking to some lady. She passed out. Guards were waiting.
That does sound like a trap.
Failsy.
I still think what I said rings true.
What's that?
What
Going to murder some people.
what is your history with this town?
I mean, I still think the fact that the cult and whoever's in charge might be one and the same.
Regardless, we were able to find the girl, so we need to...
We need to go.
Yeah, she agreed to come with us, so we need to just go as soon as we can.
Are we going Anvil Plateau, then Bastion to get her healed first?
As long as we're getting out.
Yeah.
I know you want to take her straight to Tezrael Dervente, but if she's hurt,
No.
then she needs to get healed.
Yeah, we need to
No,
make sure this is.
I'm more in the favor of getting her healed.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
do.
on plan.
What's wrong with her?
Shards in her back.
She had purple shards in her back. And that's...
Oh,
From what she said, she was playing and she fell over on a box. And it broke, and those shards lodged in her back.
Must be something valuable if they're working so hard to get it back.
let me have a look.
I want
No,
that.
she's asleep.
I just want to...
Not anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Sonata, I'm so sorry, sweetheart.
You guys talk a lot.
My friend
Yeah,
here
that's
wants
my
to...
specialty.
Oh, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, sorry about that, sweetheart.
You like music, kid?
She like looks at you and like very blearily an eye blinks. Are you in like a disguise right now, or are you just Chiffon?
I'm just Chiffon.
She just like blinks.
I need to go deal with the dog.
I like music. I like music, Mr.
Looks up at your head.
Goat. Goat. Rabbit.
I can work with that. Whatever.
Bring some. I mean, I guess.
Go grab it.
Do you want to sit up right now, Sonata? You
I mean,
can
she
probably
kind of
get-
already sat herself up.
Do you want to sit in a chair maybe instead of in the wagon?
Okay.
And Chiffon will play her a little song to keep her occupied while they're checking out her back.
Sorry.
No worries. Morgan will help her out of the cart if she needs help.
I mean, she seems to move all right. It's just when, like, the shirt, like, you go to remove the shirt, there's, like, clearly that is causing her pain.
I'm being as careful as I can, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
You want a cookie?
Where's Keeper? Let me go and just check up with him.
Okay.
Oh. 1 second. He's
Okay.
lost
We'll
back
sit
door.
with Sonata in the front.
Yeah.
Oh,
And offer up her hand and a cookie to her if she just wants to kind of hold her hand.
Yeah, she does. So she's like, if this child were any larger, her squeezing your hand would probably hurt. But she's very small. So even though she's squeezing really hard, it's not really hurting.
Yeah. And Kata will actually hand Morgan over her other healing potion candy and just kind of say softly, I mean, they're usually used for when kids get shots and all, but this might help at least dull some pain.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back again.
Okay.
Oh, just as a quick note above game, if it was possible, Dervinci would have tried locking the gate.
You don't really have the key. It's one of those things where the lock of the gate is part of the gate. It's not like a padlock you click closed.
Okay,
But you can like slide the gate back closed.
you would definitely do that.
Okay,
You do
so-
actually hear it latch as it falls back into place. So you're pretty sure it's locked. Pretty sure.
Okay, good.
How much later do you guys want to go tonight, by the way?
I was thinking this would be a good time to call it.
We at least want to get her.
I think we could probably just quickly wrap up Failsy getting the look at the crystals.
Alright then.
I actually gotta go take care of some stuff before I go to bed, so I'm gonna hop out.
That's fine. Goodbye, Bums.
I'll see you
Hi,
all.
baby.
Bye.
Bye.
Where'd he go?
Okay.
Now we can make fun of him.
No.
Exclusively make fun of his boyfriend. Anyways. Alright, so. Failsy, you're going to inspect these crystals?
Yep. Do they appear to be arcana in any way?
They definitely appear to be crystals, so chances are that is probably magical. You
Let's see if I can figure out what these are then. Arcana check then? Or just
well, I will
investigate?
say, you immediately recognize them.
Oh.
These are the same type of crystals that were sticking out of your mom's skin as well.
Oh dear.
These ones are specifically purple, where she had multiple different types of crystals. But it looks like the exact same material. The image is burned in your mind.
What's so dear about Failsy?
I kind of recognize this stuff, though it's a different color. What should I roll? Arcana or investigation to glean more out of this?
First, a history check.
History. Well, they're all sixes.
I'll give you an advantage on the history check. And then you can make an arcana check.
History. Can I dump my Dominate Fate onto this?
If you want to, yeah. I can't tell you what you can or cannot dump that on. You can use it on any roll.
Okay. It's a D. It's a advanced roll. +6. I'll take an 18.
All right. All right, and go ahead and make that Arcana roll.
Okay. 22.
Nice. So, Failsy, seeing these crystals sort of takes you back. Not only have you recently seen them again, in that the woman you know as your mother, though you would repress that memory as hard as you possibly could, she has crystals like this embedded in her, or growing out of her. You distinctly remember that back when you first sort of can recall your time spent with the cult, you also had crystals like this. You don't remember if they grew out of you or were put into you, but you distinctly remember that they are a conduit for the control of wild magic.
Oh, these are some form of conduits for wild magic.
I'm not gonna ask how you know that. Do you know how to remove them safely?
As far as you remember, Failsy, they were removed from you when you were saved by the Zemodis Temple.
A little groggy on the extraction details, but I do know those that have experience with that.
I hesitate. And I know Grindum just got back a good portion of his power. And he also made those things that put the egg down. So, I mean, he might be able to help control it a bit better than a temple like that.
Grainum.
Yes. Do you recognize the name?
No. Who's Grainum?
Oh, honey. Do you know what a god is?
Keta, we don't want to overwhelm her. It's probably a bit late for that.
I'll tell you this, Grandam is a very nice man. He's my granddad. And he's a very good healer.
My grandma calls herself that word.
A healer?
No,
A god.
a god.
Honey, what's your grandmother's name?
Arya.
Arya. Look at Morgan.
What does Arya look like?
I don't remember.
Does she speak to you in your dreams?
I very much doubt it.
Sometimes.
Oh, fuck me.
Failsy?
Don't curse.
No, it's not that. It's... I don't... You know that's the name of my patron.
It's...
Failsy, you're also aware of who else's name that is.
Rose just sort of collapses to her knees and just face plants to the floor.
I want to picture Da Vinci comes back, seeing just that. Just, what the heck?
I don't know.
And that's where we will cut it for tonight.
Ah, okay.
After 11, we need to stop.
Yeah.
We got the girl! We got her!
Now it's Feldy not wanting to verbally acknowledge.
That technically you and Sonata are related.
Nope, don't sneak lady's mummy.
Anyway.
Yep. So,
As per usual, time for shoutouts and plugs and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, I do have something.
Yeah.
Plug!
Alright, so, you wouldn't have seen it tonight because we didn't do anything really with Cactus Token. But Cactus has new art. And it was done by the lovely T-Bark Arts. She does great and wonderful art. I really love her art of just like it's so good. It just has so much kind of life and character to it. And I technically got Cactus art through an art giveaway, but she's Sarah is the artist's name, and she's great, and I love her.
Yee.
Sorry, that is my shield.
No worries. Armor, do you have anything?
No, and in fact, I'm just gonna hop off here for the night.
All
What's
right.
Bye, everybody.
You have a good night,
And
Armor.
bye, stream.
Okay. DM, do you have anything?
I exist. That is my announcement.
Fair enough. Failsy,
I don't
do
have
you?
anything. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. We go out. I tend to have it go alphabetical. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. I just didn't know.
I don't have anything to show.
Iron.
Same thing as last week. Play my game. It's on itch.io. I will throw the link in there.
Alrighty. You can either throw it on Discord or on Roll20, and I will put it into the Twitch chat for you.
Play my game.
It's a good game. I've played it.
Please give me feedback. I'm so desperate.
I still need to give you more in-depth feedback other than talking about a puzzle.
Hey, still feedback.
Talking about a puzzle and gushing about how much I love a gremlin.
That's been most of the feedback I've gotten. Actually, was that puzzle was harder than I thought it was going to be, and the gremlin is good. That and people really liking the palm musk, which I appreciate.
It is adorable. Small skittery friend.
Alrighty. So. And if you enjoyed tonight and would like to see more D&D shenanigans from this merry band, then you can come back to this channel again next week on Thursday at or around 7 p.m. EST, where we will find out what's going to happen in session 49 of Scattered Realms.
Holy shit, we actually did it.
And holy crap, we're getting close to 50 episodes, y'all!
Danny, that was so good.
we can discuss post stream. But because I am very giddy and there's very much happiness of squeeing that I want to do, but I don't want to break anybody's eardrums, so we're gonna save that for after stream. But, yes. If you want to find out what happens next, please tune in again next week, 7 p.m. EST on Thursday. Well, at or around 7 p.m. We try to start around 7 p.m., but we usually end up around 7:30. We're working on it.
We're working on it. It's never going to get better, but we're working on it.
Hey, at least we're not starting at 8 anymore. Okay. So, would everybody like to say goodnight?
Good night.
Crunchy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.